And the high number of pluses usually win, and it has done so on 17 of the 20 Super Bowl games that I have done. To illustrate this point, last year, why the Green Bay Packers had 57 points pluses, and the New England Patriots had 16. Obvious, they won the game, and the rest is history. It's ironic that this year, after I made all the charts, why it came out that the Green Bay Packers this year have 30 pluses, and the Denver Broncos has 44. So for that reason, I'm going with the chart, just like I have all these years. I think Denver's going to win the game.
All right, Coach, I'm Jim Hunter. I'll be back at halftime. You'll hear from NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, and we'll chat with Packers Hall of Famer, linebacker Ray Nitschke. Right now, time for kickoff, Super Bowl 32, the Packers and the Broncos. And now for all the play-by-play action, let's rejoin Howard David with Matt Miller. Howard?
All right, Jim, thank you. 320 hours of hype, no less than 1,000 opinions, a matchup for the defending champs versus the man who has witnessed disappointment on 3 previous occasions in the Super Bowl. And a Chamber of Commerce day in Southern California. It's Antonio Freeman on the return, running right across the 20 and put down hard at the 23-yard line. The Heat sure start of the game, sponsored by Heat Gasline Antifreeze. Heat happens in winter. Here's the Green Bay offense. Of course, Brett Favre in his 7th year from Southern Miss, the co-MVP of the National Football League, along with Detroit's Barry Sanders. His running backs, Dorsey Levens and William Henderson. Wideouts are Antonio Freeman, Robert Brooks, tight end Mark Chmura, offensive line of Ross Burba, Aaron Taylor, Frank Winters, Adam Timmerman, and Earl Dodson. Green Bay comes out in an I formation. The handoff to Levens, running right across the 25-yard line and put down right there. He was put down by strong safety Tyrone Braxton in the secondary with Ray Crockett, Steve Atwater, and Darian Gordon. The linebackers, John Mobley, Alan Aldo, Romanowski. The defensive ends, Neil Smith and Alfred Williams, and the tackles, Keith Traylor and Ma'a Taduvasa. Gain of 1 on the play. And Favre changing the play at the line of scrimmage, splits the backfield. Packers moving from left to right on your radio. Favre with a blitz. He looks to throw and just throws it away as he was wrapped up first by Mobley and then by Smith, and is it intentional grounding, Matt?
There's no flag, but there should have been a flag. He was not out of the tackle box, which is defined as 3 yards outside of the tackle on either side. He had dropped straight back. There was no receiver in the area. He was under pressure. They came with a blitz right up the middle with Alan Aldridge. The ball, he just took and threw it and sets up this 3rd down. He was lucky. Mobley got in there first. Neil Smith was on top of him second. Credit Favre's incredible feet and ability and strength to be able to lose that, but he dodged the bullet right there.
Yes, he did. Break for Green Bay. Derek Mays, the 3rd wide receiver. Blitz is on again. They pick it up. Favre over the middle. It is complete for a 1st down. Antonio Freeman running a crossing route across the 35-yard line on a gain of 13.
I would remember, anytime you get a crossing route, that takes time to develop, which means you have to have time to throw. Again, the Broncos, they're going to take some chances. They can't sit in this defense by themselves and expect their corners to cover these wide receivers. And so they're going to have to take chances by blitzing. They've done that, and that's why the Packers have got to protect.
Antonio Freeman with a career best 81 receptions, one of 2,000-yard receivers for Green Bay. Favre puts it on the ground ahead. Dorsey Levens across the 40 to the 50-yard line and tackled at the Denver 49 by Tyrone Braxton, a gain of 12 on the play.
It's a straight lead to the left side as the Packers are going left to right. The Packers believe that they can power run on this Denver defense. Denver's defense is not big. They don't have a lot of size up front. And the Green Bay Packers don't have a great amount of talent, but they work well together. They're just going to try to pound them and go right after them.
Couple of big plays. Hand off to Levens behind Henderson inside the 45 to the 40-yard line and another 1st down. Dorsey Levens off to the quick start. Darian Gordon makes the hit and another 12-yard pickup.
That's just what they call a counter OT. Again, as they're going left to right, they were just going to run to the top left side. They pull their guard, Timmerman, and they follow him with William Henderson, the fullback, just looking for the first guy in. Again, power game, working against Alfred Williams, a defensive end who's not very big. just powering them and picking up another first down.
Broncos gave up almost 5 yards a carry per rush as Levens gets it again into the heart of the line, this time for only a couple to the 36 of Denver. Alan Aldridge, the middle linebacker in his 4th year from Houston, makes the hit. Green Bay looking to become one of 7 teams to win 2 Super Bowls in a row. Of course, the Packer team of 67-68 started it out with wins over Oakland and Kansas City.
What happens if the Packers can start chunking them with this running game early? Well, now that really keeps them off balance, because here's going to come play action, and that's when it puts your defense at a disadvantage, because now it turns into a guessing game.
7th play for the Packers in this drive that started at their own 23. Favre throwing the slant.
Oh, man.
Complete. Oh, talk about a great call. The catch by Antonio Freeman for 13 more. And how about the release of Brett Favre on the play?
Well, they came with a blitz right in his face. I mean, this is all Brett Favre. The outside backer came clean. There was nobody to pick him up in his right in Brett Favre's face. They ran a quick slant to the left side, and Favre just got the ball past Atwater, who came on that blitz, and picked up the first down to Freeman.
Tyrone Davis in at tight end for Green Bay for Chimura. 1st and 10, Packers at the Denver 23-yard line. Favre back to throw. Throws it into the end zone, looking for the score, and he's got his man. Touchdown! Touchdown, Green Bay Packers to Antonio Freeman.
Favre has started this game like he did last year. He is right on top. Again, we talked about it at the start. The Broncos were going to have to take some chances, and they did. They came with another blitz. They thought they could pressure Favre. Favre stood in there, threw the ball up. Antonio Freeman beat the coverage. There was nobody there. The safety Atwater couldn't get there in time. Got both feet in, 6 points.
So the Packers march down the field and score first. The point after for Ryan Longwell is good. Green Bay 7, Denver nothing. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Restoring the winning smiles of the New Jersey Devils is just one of the commitments Dr. H.U. Gardy makes. CNA works closely with Dr. Gardy, the team dentist for the New Jersey Devils hockey team, providing him with professional liability insurance. With more than $60 billion in assets and over a century of experience, CNA can help manage the broad range of risks you face. For your business, home, auto, and life, CNA, for all the commitments you make.
Only took 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Packers march down the field, lead 7-0. We'll be back in just a moment.
If credit has kept you from purchasing an automobile, then call us at Capital Car Credit on South Congress at 442 Loan, or our newest location on Burnett Road at 302 Loan. Bad credit, no credit, get the respect you deserve at Capital Car Credit. You've got a friend. We've helped thousands of Central Texans establish and reestablish their credit. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, repossession, divorce. Perhaps you're just new to town. Give us a call. Our original location, 1400 South Congress, the number is 442 Loan. Or our newest location, 7575 Burnett Road at 302 Loan. Don't prejudge your credit. Call Capital Car Credit and get the respect you deserve. We specialize in a great selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and vans. And we accept all credit applications. So call us at 1400 South Congress. It's 442 Loan. 7575 Burnett Road, 302 Loan.
Capital Car Credit. Get it. The best deal around.
With the score in Super Bowl 32, 7-0 Green Bay. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Hey, ESPN smells better on radio. 7 nights a week, you can hear it right here on the AM 1300 KBET.
Howard David, Matt Millen here in San Diego. Well, Mike Shanahan has been cliff diving and bungee jumping in his life, and he's not a man that's afraid to take chances. He might have taken one too many on that first drive.
Well, it looked like they were doing a couple of bungee jumps right there. They came with a lot of blitzes. They put a lot of pressure on their secondary, and I don't believe, you said at the pregame, I don't believe that this secondary can run with Antonio Freeman and Robert Brooks. If you give Favre just a second, a couple times 8 guys coming clean on Favre. Nobody there. He still beats you.
Vaughn Hebron awaiting the kick of Ryan Longwell. Packers in their road uniforms and a short kickoff. Hebron fields it at the 10-yard line. Running left to the 15, back to the 20, across the 25 to the 30. Hebron still on his feet, and he pulled down at the 42-yard line. A 32-yard return for Vaughn Hebron, and Roderick Mullen makes the tackle. So Denver with good field position, but trailing 7-0. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Every year we hear hype on the big game. Statistics are discussed and predictions made. It's not so different from the average workday. Fortunately, there's 4 Points Hotels by Sheraton. Because whether you're trying to win on the 1-yard line or on the road for the company, you'll always find the things you need to get the job done, like meeting rooms, room service, and a 3-meal restaurant, all at a cost you don't need an NFL salary to accommodate. 4 Points Hotels by Sheraton, your teammate on the road. Just call 1-800-325-3535.
70-degree day in Southern California, and the Packers, a cold-weather team, is on top 7-0. We'll be back in just a moment.
Friends, this is Larry King, alive and well. I've had open heart surgery, and since then, to keep my cholesterol level low, I followed a program that includes Garlic brand garlic tablets. I take one every day. Garlic has been proven to lower cholesterol levels by as much as 25 points. And odor-free Garlic contains the highest level of active ingredients of all garlic tablets. So you only need 1 tablet a day, not the 6 required by other products. Garlic, as in unique. Cholesterol's natural enemy. Garlic.
Whoa, look at this bill.
What'd you expect, Herb?
Dialing 10321 would cost less on international calls.
Well, Herb, it doesn't. Fact is, 10321 costs more on most international calls than AT&T One Rate International.
Really?
Really. Rate International is always one low rate per country, anytime.
For AT&T One Rate International, just dial 1-800-4-1-RATE to enroll.
Well, I'm calling AT&T right now.
Great, Herb. Me too.
AT&T, it's all within your reach. $3 monthly fee applies, available in most areas.
Joining the CBS Radio Sports broadcast of Super Bowl 32 from San Diego, and a special hello to all of you listening in on Armed Forces Radio in more than 130 countries around the world. Howard David, an old veteran of AFRTS, and Matt Millen, who has never been to South Africa to the best of my knowledge.
No, I haven't, and I salute you guys who are out there.
Broncos with good field position, their own 42-yard line, and John Elway in his 15th year from Stanford, with Terrell Davis and Howard Griffith in an offset I formation. The pitch to Davis, sweeping to the left, tries to turn the corner and does, and puts his hound across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Eugene Robinson and Doug Evans in on the tackle on Terrell Davis in his 3rd year from Georgia, second to Barry Sanders 2 years in a row in rushing yardage. He got 1,750 this year. Tony Jones at right tackle, Brian Habib the right guard, Tom Nail in the center, Mark Schlereth the left guard, and Gary Zimmerman the left tackle. Shannon Sharp the tight end, McCaffrey and Smith the wideouts, and Griffith and Davis the running backs. Receivers to the right, Terrell Davis into the heart of the line to near midfield. A gain of about 3 more. Knocked down at the 49-yard line. Green Bay's defense, Reggie White, Santana Dotson, Gilbert Brown, and Gabe Wilkins, the front 4. Seth Joyner looking for his first Super Bowl ring. Bernardo Harris and Brian Williams, the linebackers. Now the nickelbacks come in as Gilbert Brown goes out. Darren Sharper, Mike Pryor in along with Tyrone Williams, Leroy Butler, Eugene Robinson, and Doug Evans. Denver faced with a 3rd and 3, and this is what Mike Shanahan was telling us on Friday. 3rd downs are key to our football team. Elway, back to pass, swings it out of the backfield to Terrell Davis, isolated on Eugene Robinson, and he gets the 1st down at about the 40-yard line of Green Bay.
And well conceived, and actually well defended, and that's as good as you can get. They went man-to-man. They went 2 wide receivers to the right side as they're going right to left. They just took Terrell Davis, swung him out to the outside, and tried to get Eugene Robinson one-on-one, which they got. He just beat him. He beat him just for a yard more than the 1st down was needed, but you're successful.
McCaffrey and Smith to the left side. Griffith and Davis split the backfield behind John Elway. Terrell Davis goes in motion to the right. Elway, quick drop, looks out to the right, slips a tackle, throws it on the run, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Davis down the right sideline.
Had to get on his horse, though, because Santana Dotson came inside. I believe Santana Dotson is one of the keys to today's game. But I don't believe that they're going to be able to single block Brown, so they're going to have to double it, which means Santana Dotson is going to get single blocked by either Schlereth or Habib. and I believe he's better than both of them in the passing game. And I think he's a major key here. And pass number 2, the first time at drop back, he beat him and came in clean.
Mike Holmgren told us on Friday that Santana Dotson was his defensive MVP this year, or he's best defensive lineman.
I don't think it was even close.
Elway under a rush, throws it out to the left, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Gabe Wilkins.
Gabe Wilkins is right there. Gilbert Brown is right there. Boy, they got some pressure up front. Now, the advantage that the Packers have in the passing game is their corners match up pretty well with the wide receivers. Shannon Sharp becomes the wild card, but in this game, Leroy Butler can negate him.
You know what? That was Gilbert Brown who knocked that ball.
And what he just went with a pure power move and just ran over Mark Schlereth.
By the way, Antonio Freeman's touchdown reception, his 6th career postseason TD, that sets a new Packer record. 7-0 Green Bay. Elway on 3rd and long. Throws it out to the left, the slant incomplete, but a flag comes flying in. Willie Green, the intended receiver, Darren Sharper, may be called for pass interference.
Now that may be on Doug Evans working outside on Ed McCaffrey. McCaffrey went flying.
Defensive holding is the call.
Ed Hockley is the official. He had himself a great year. I had a few of his games. Before the pass was thrown, holding by the defense, number 33. 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Well, it's Doug Evans. You know, we were talking to Mike Shanahan. We talked about the size of his wide receivers. McCaffrey at 6'5", in particular, would be, some people think, a matchup problem for the corners of the Green Bay Packers.
No, I wouldn't be one of them. He plays a lot of big receivers in that NFC Central. Talking Herman Moore and Minnesota with Chris Carter, people like that. He's well-versed in big receivers.
Blitz is on. Elway on the handoff to Davis, running left to the outside. Great move down the sidelines, inside the 20, and pulled down inside the 15-yard line by Leroy Butler. But what a move by Terrell Davis, avoiding a tackle.
And the guy who made miss was Brian Williams, so you can thank two guys. Howard Griffiths, the fullback, and Ed McCaffrey, the wide receiver. Howard Griffiths did a nice little hold job on the inside of Brian Williams, which allowed him to get to that corner. And then Ed McCaffrey cleared out anything from the inside, which allowed him to get down to the 14-yard line.
They got 27 on the play, the longest run allowed by the Packers in the postseason thus far. 1st and 10, Denver. At the 14, it is Davis to the outside with a straight arm and gets knocked down at the 11-yard line by Leroy Butler, but he avoided being dropped for a loss with the right arm straight arm.
One thing that you can't do with the Denver Broncos and their offensive lines is you can't dance with them. You have to try to be physical. You come in and you headbutt them and you get separation. If you dance, if you sit there at the line of scrimmage, Terrell Davis will eat you up.
Vaughn Hebron's in for Davis. 8th play of this Denver drive that started at their own 42-yard line. Green Bay with a 7-0 lead. 2nd down and 8 for Denver, moving from right to left on your radio. Again, the Packers show blitz. Inside play fake by Elway. Elway off to the races. Inside the 5 to the 1-yard line. John Elway, first down for the Denver Broncos. And that looked like John Elway of 10 years ago.
It looked like John Elway had a lot of 1-2 also. He went back. There was nobody covered. He was decisive, saw it right away, started to get a little bit of pressure on the inside from Santana Dotson, and then just took off. And that's what you cannot defend, is the legs of a quarterback.
Elway said yesterday, my memories of the 3 previous Super Bowls are good, except for the game. He trails 7-0, but's got it 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. With the extra tight end, it is Hebron straight ahead to the goal line. No signal yet. And apparently he is short of the touchdown in his 5th year from Virginia Tech, the former Philadelphia Eagles.
The important thing with this drive for Denver is that they're establishing that they're going to be here in the run game. And they know what they like, and they're going to stick with it. And the key for them in this game with the run game is to be patient with it. You can't get away from it.
Broncos, the only offensive line in the National Football League without a 300-pounder against the huge defensive front of Green Bay. 2nd and goal at the 1 for Elway and the Broncos. The delay handoff into the heart of the line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Terrell Davis for the Denver Broncos. And the big back from Georgia, who had 15 touchdowns this year, adds one more.
Just power football. Right behind Mark Schlereth. Tony Jones on the left side. They just powered right in. The lead back of Howard Griffith, and Terrell Davis is in for 6.
Terrell Davis has now gained more yards in one season, counting postseason, than Eric Dickerson in 1984, who had the record with 2,212 yards. Of course, his 2,000-yard year included. And Elam with the point after, which is good. Those got a brand new game. 7 apiece. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Hey, Rob, sorry I'm late.
No problem. I'm just glad to get a ride every day. Say, is this a new car?
Yep.
Wow, did you get a raise or something?
No, I've been doing a little investing in the stock market.
Stock market?
Yeah, I went to a seminar and learned some pretty interesting formulas for increasing my cash flow.
That wouldn't be that seminar from that best-selling author Wade Cook, would it?
Yes, it was. Why?
Well, he says he can show people how to double some of their money every 2.5 to 4 months. Do you believe that?
Yes, Rob, I do. I really do.
The Wade Cook 3-hour financial clinic is coming to your area. Call 1-800-872-7411. Learn about rolling stocks, writing covered calls, buying and selling stock options, and other proven success formulas for making money in the market today. The cost is just $22 if you prepay. Seating is limited, so call now. 1-800-872-7411. That's 1-800-872-7411 for the Wade Cook Financial Clinic.
Your education began with an erector set. You graduated the day you rebuilt your car's engine. Now computers do all the work. But you can still count on metal driving metal. And a motor oil like Chevron Supreme, with an anti-wear formula to reduce engine friction and heat.
Okay, try it.
Chevron Supreme Motor Oil. Simply smarter. Now at discount stores and major retail automotive stores.
CBS Radio Sports coverage of Super Bowl 32, sponsored in part by Gold Eagle Leak Stoppers and by Heat Gasline Antifreeze. Heat happens in winter. Well, Terrell Davis, who played his college ball at Georgia, actually transferred from from Long Beach State. Of course, he went to high school at Lincoln High here in San Diego. And just this week, they retired his number 7 uniform jersey. He said he had 200 requests for tickets. The players get what, 12?
I don't know what they changed. It varies from year to year.
Well, let's just say they got 12. He then put the call in saying, I'm 188 light.
A little short. Went to the same high school as Marcus Allen.
Yep. Famous high school, too. Lincoln High produced 25 players in the National Football League, 23 addition to the 2 we've mentioned. And the kickoff in a 7-7 game goes to Antonio Freeman on the return. Freeman to the 20, running left and gets popped. Ball might be loose. Or did Green Bay recover it? Barely, it is Green Bay ball, and the Broncos now, Matt, you see the way they're reacting to that hit.
Confidence. That's all it's all about. This game is about confidence. That first drive did them wonders.
Derek Lavelle with the pop on the hit on Antonio Freeman. We're tied at 7. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Oh, no!
Another PC user bites the dust, defeated by a software problem he just couldn't fix. And to think, all he needed was first aid from Cybermedia, already used by over 3 million people to fix their software problems automatically. That's right. First aid software automatically finds and fixes problems before anything bad happens, putting an end to those unsolvable error messages, devastating crashes, and lost data. First aid fixes multimedia glitches, software and hardware conflicts, web connection hassles, just about everything that can go wrong. In presenting its prestigious Editor's Choice Award, PC Magazine said First Aid comes to the rescue of Windows 95 users. Let First Aid rescue you from computer problems. Now, while it's on sale at software retailers everywhere. Act fast and take advantage of our additional rebate offer. That's First Aid on sale today.
At Courtyard by Marriott, our special weekend rates range from $49 to $64 a night. On the other hand, the cost of sleeping on your relative's floor ranges from a sore back to elevated blood pressure. And unlike Courtyard, your relatives probably won't throw in a whirlpool or mini gym. Rates good Thursday through Sunday through February 22nd at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Call your travel agent or 800-321-2211 at least 2 days in advance.
Well, the NFC has won 13 straight, and turnovers have been the story. Howard David and Matt Millen here in San Diego. There has not been an AFC forced turnover since Nate Odom picked off Troy Aikman in '94. It's been a while.
Been a long while. But hey, if the start of this game is Andy indicated, we're going to have a humdinger. Because this has been all offense in the start of this game.
Robert Brooks out to the right side. I believe Derek Mays is in for Freeman at the left. They go to Hayden, and they reverse to Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks up the left side across the 25 and taken out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And who was the lead blocker? Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, but he got a nice block to be able to get the corner from Derek Mays first. Favre thought he was Fuzzy Thurston turning that corner out there. All he needed was an extra 6 on his jersey. Nice job by Mays, which allowed him to turn the corner. And then Favre blocked like a quarterback also. He kind of ran by 2 guys to get the third.
Oh, he was looking for a guy his own size. And he's at 235, so he's almost as big as some linebackers. Gain of 5. Second down and 5. Packers were tied at 7. Green Bay moving from left to right on your radio from their own 27-yard line. Favre back to pass. Throws it on the run. A high pass is intercepted. Tyrone Braxton with the pickoff.
Well, there was a hold that went on. And they never threw the flag. But that's going to be the pick you're looking for. They came with a blitz as the Packers are going left to right. They came with a corner blitz. I believe it was Darian Gordon off the left side. Favre rolled to his right and was looking for Freeman down inside. Ray Crockett put the hook on Freeman, and the official missed it. And Braxton ended up coming up with a pick.
First turnover by an NFC team in the last 15 quarters, dating back to Super Bowl 28, where Troy Aikman was intercepted by Buffalo's Nate Odoms. So, a short field for Elway and the Broncos at the Green Bay 45. The pitch to Darrell Davis running right. Cuts it up inside the 40. Spins off the tackle and knocked down inside the 30-yard line by Doug Evans. A gain of 16 yards for Terrell Davis, who is having a huge first quarter.
That's a great play by Davis. He starts to the right side, comes up back inside, but the guy who blew it is Eugene Robinson. He came clean, had the free hit, and just missed him. And if I see a difference in Eugene Robinson between this year and last year, that's it. He's lost that tackling edge, whatever it is.
He lost 16 yards in the play, 54 yards for Davis in the first quarter. With 4:10 to play, we're tied at 7. Elway back to pass, pumps once, pumps again, throws it out to the left. It is caught by Shannon at the Green Bay 20-yard line. Bernardo Harris, the middle linebacker, makes the stop of the play. They mark it as a gain of 9. It'll be just shy of a first down.
Whole key right there again is this looks like the Elway we remember from 10 years ago. Because what he's doing is he's buying time with his legs. Nice coverage outside by Green Bay. No place to go. Favre pulls it down, was getting pressured on the backside by Reggie White, was able to find Shannon because of his feet.
Second down and a yard for Denver. They go to Davis into the heart of the line. He's got a first down at the 16 or 17 of Green Bay. John Elway, one of 3 in NFL history with over 45,000 passing yards. Dan Marino and Fran Tarkington, the other 2, the only quarterback to pass for 3,000 yards and rush for 200 for 7 straight years.
Santana Dotson getting up slow but staying in. Remember, he was the key. They're running. Denver's running right at the interior of that Green Bay defense. Remember, Gilbert Brown is sitting in there.
Yeah. Well, you remember Tampa Bay ran the ball effectively inside in the first round of the playoffs for Green Bay. 67 yards rushing for the Broncos. Handoff inside. And taking a hard shot is Howard Griffin. Oh, man. He got whacked at about the 15-yard line of Green Bay. If you just tuned in, Packers went down the field in a hurry. Antonio Freeman with a touchdown pass from Brett Favre. And then Terrell Davis answered back with a 1-yard plunge. And we are tied at 7 with 2.5 left in this quarter.
Biggest thing that's happened right now is that there's a lot of confidence on that Denver Broncos offense.
First time in Super Bowl history that both teams have scored a touchdown on their first possession. 2nd down and 8. Broncos moving from right to left on your radio. Elway on the handoff. Flag is down. Terrell Davis gets down as well at the 11-yard line, but we may have seen some offsides from Darius Holland of Green Bay.
Yeah, he jumped the count. Lined up at right defensive end. They've been going at that side to Gabe Wilkins. Gabe Wilkins, Brian Williams, the outside backer, they've been getting their corner.
By the defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
And now Darius Holland's in, and I'm watching Brian Williams and Darius Holland trying to figure things out. You've got to be on the same page with what they call force. Who's going to be able to turn things back in? Generally, it's the linebacker to that side, and Brian Williams has given it up a couple times, and they've been able to get to his corner.
Well, Brian Williams and Bernardo Harris have had excellent years, both in their 3rd seasons from USC and North Carolina, respectively. After the penalty, 2nd down and 3 for Denver at the 10 of Green Bay. With Davis getting the handoff, running right, and tripped up at the 6-yard line, but it looks to be enough for another Denver 1st down. Santana Dotson trips up Terrell Davis, and boy, has he had a first quarter with 1.5 minutes to go.
Boy, he really has. And, I got to tell you, Ryan Habib is playing well. Habib is doing a good job on Santana Dotson.
Terrell Davis is tired. Yeah, it could be.
Not getting up. Heck, he has 70 yards rushing close to by now.
Timeout is taken. We are tied at 7. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
When it comes to the federal income tax, the only thing everyone agrees on is that it's expensive, wasteful, intrusive, and most of all, unfair. What we need to do is abolish the income tax and the IRS. Everything. The payroll tax, the death tax, capital gains, all tax forms. The whole system. We should replace it all with one simple, fair tax of 23%, applied only to what we spend, not what we earn. The fair tax does all that. No longer would any American be taxed on their paychecks. That means we'll have more to save and invest for our future. It works for individuals. It would be great for the country. More jobs, lower interest rates, and long-lasting economic growth. It's time to do away with the income tax once and for all. Call 1-800-FAIR-TAX for more information. 1-800-FAIR-TAX. Congress won't act unless you get involved. Call now.
Legislative advertisement paid for by Americans for fair taxation.
In the 4th row of this Greyhound bus is a guy named Tom. Like a lot of people, Tom left his hometown and learned to be successful on his own. Tom also learned that you could ride Greyhound anywhere we go for $59 or less when you book 21 days in advance. But there's one thing Tom never bothered to learn: how to cook, which is why whenever he gets a chance, he hops on Greyhound to go home and have dinner with Mom. Go Greyhound. Call 1-800-231-2222 and go anywhere we go for $59 or less. Some restrictions and limitations apply.
Where's Davis? Denver, 10 runs, 3 passes thus far. Elway only 1 of 3, but this is not like a Denver team of the past where it was John Elway and only John Elway. Now it's John Elway, it's Terrell Davis, and I'm not sure it's not more Terrell Davis than John Elway.
Well, Terrell Davis is really special. He's got such great vision. He watches things in front, and he doesn't make up his mind prior to the run. He has such great vision, and then as soon as he sees it, he hits it.
So Davis has come out of the game, but apparently he's not seriously injured. Vaughn Hebron's in the game. On a 1st and goal, Denver from the 6-yard line. It is Hebron running up the middle inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. The former Philadelphia Eagle picking up 3, and it'll be 2nd and goal for Denver with 1 minute to go in the first quarter. We are tied at 7.
Terrell Davis here. Yeah, they know he's coming back in. He's walking on right now, and out comes Vaughn Hebron. They're attacking the inside 2 tackles of the Green Bay Packers.
Lombardi said it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up again. And Davis is up again. 7th play on the drive. They go to Davis inside. He got to about the 1-yard line.
Great play by Santana Dotson. I mean, Santana Dotson just stuffed Brian Habib, threw him to the side, made the hit, and is getting up awful slow.
Gabe Wilkins, by the way, for Green Bay, a strained left knee. His return is questionable, and he's been bothered with a bad knee for several weeks. And that's likely going to be the last play of the first quarter. Green Bay scored first. The Broncos answered the call and have a chance to take the lead. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
This is Charles Osgood. With 5 kids, we Osgoods long ago got into the habit at the store of buying food in the extra large sizes. And I now buy the Purina One for our dogs Tony and Cleo in the large maroon bags, too. And at the same store, 923 Pets for a free sample of Purina One. ONE stands for Optimum Nutritional Effectiveness. Not only is it good for my Cleo and Tony, it tastes so good they really go for it in a big way. See for yourself. Call 1-800-923-PETS. I think my dogs love Purina One because meat is the main ingredient. Purina One comes as beef and rice, lamb and rice, or chicken and rice. If you think your best friend deserves the best, remember next time you're at the store to look for Purina One in the distinctive maroon bags. If your best friend is a cat, by the way, Purina One happens to be available for cats, too. Call 1-800-923-PETS for a free sample of Purina One, second to none. This is Charles Osgood. Remember that football game you shivered at last year? Well, even if you didn't, take a look at the new Land's End Stadium Squall Parka. It's a full-length version of the Land's End Squall Jacket. Same windproof 3-ply Suplex nylon shell. Same warm Polartec 300 lining. But this parka is longer with snaps and zippers to shut out the cold. Read all about it in their catalog. For a free copy, call 1-800-LANDS END. And stay warm, for goodness sake. 1-800-LANDS END.
CBS Radio Sports coverage of Super Bowl 32 is sponsored in part by Wheaties, by Fox Entertainment, by the Flood Company, and by Hampton Inns. With Matt Millen, I'm Howard David. We're at Super Bowl 32 in glorious San Diego, where the AFC team, which is the home team today, the Denver Broncos, have a chance to take the lead. And what do they talk about, Denver? When we were talking the other day, keeping the ball away from Brett Favre, they did it in the first quarter.
This is the perfect scenario for the Denver Broncos right now. Not only are they keeping it away, but they have a chance to tire out Green Bay's defensive front. And I don't believe they're in great shape. And I think this bodes well for them as the game goes on.
Third down and goal, Denver. Elway's only thrown the ball 3 times. They've had 12 straight running plays. Play action by Elway. Oh, he's going to walk it in for a touchdown. He's going to walk it in, and he does. John Elway, calling his own number on the play action, rolls out, scores the touchdown, and the Broncos take the lead.
Well, when you run 12 straight times, you have to honor the run, especially inside. So as they're going left to right, they fake to the inside, and they roll out to the right side. Now, he could have thrown it to Howard Griffith for sure 6, but he didn't even take that chance. He just hobbled right on into the end zone for 6.
No, that 5-yard distance between he and Griffith, a lot can go wrong in there. You take it.
Oh, absolutely. You don't need a chance.
Here's Elam with the point after. It's good, and Denver leads 14-7 in the first 5 seconds of the second quarter. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Chris Berman here for Wheaties, the breakfast of champions. Now, I've been a Wheaties fan since I was little. Then and now, my day starts off with a big bowl. That rich, toasted wheat taste and nonstop crunch. Lots of Wheaties while staring at that familiar orange box. But there's one thing I've never seen. A picture of a sportscaster staring back. How about it? The Chris Berman Wheaties box. Something for future generations of sportscasters to aspire to. I'll even furnish the picture.
So Denver turns a turnover into a touchdown. They lead it 14-7. We'll be back in gentlemen.
The Arthritis Cure, the runaway #1 New York Times bestseller, has given hope to millions of Americans who suffer from osteoarthritis. Now there is exciting news for all arthritis sufferers. Maximizing the Arthritis Cure, the new program that enhances the Arthritis Cure and includes new research that offers hope for those with rheumatoid arthritis. Maximizing the Arthritis Cure, the fastest, easiest way to a better life. At bookstores now from St. Martin's Press.
What you're about to hear can help save your life. You can count on genuine Bayer aspirin to relieve tough pain. But if you think all leading pain relievers are the same, genuine Bayer aspirin can do something Tylenol and Advil can't. Only genuine Bayer aspirin can reduce the risk of another heart attack by up to 50% when taken regularly with a diet and exercise regimen. Ask your doctor and use only as directed. There's also extra strength Bayer. Nothing stronger on tough pain. Bayer. Powerful pain relief and so much more.
With our score in Super Bowl 32, 14-7 Denver. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
You're listening to Super Bowl 32 on Austin's news, talk, and sports station, the AM 1300 KBET Austin.
Our David Matt Millen in San Diego. It's 14-7 Denver. Jason Elam on the kickoff. And Antonio Freeman on the return, up the heart of the line, across the 25, and knocked down at the 28 or 29-yard line. Well, Tyrone Braxton, who was raised in Wisconsin, grew up a Packer fan. His family still roots for Green Bay, and about this week, he says, hey, I'm paying for their tickets. They're going to be rooting for me. He had the interception that gave Denver great field position to take the lead.
I've never seen this is a flying armada above us. I've never seen. They got 5 blimps. Got 5 blimps, and I don't know how many of those planes carrying signs. It's incredible.
Sponsorships.
Amazing.
That's what it's about.
Barb's about to have a couple of airships himself right now.
14:47 remaining second quarter. Brett Favre on the handoff to Dorsey. Levin slowed up at the line of scrimmage and knocked down. Romanowski slowed him up. And then Alfred Williams led the charge to come down.
Bill Romanowski had himself an excellent year this year. I mean, everybody talks about him spitting on J.J. Stokes, but you can forget all that stuff. Romanowski is a player, maybe had his best year. I thought he had as good a year as anybody at that backer spot.
John Elway gave the Broncos the lead with a bootleg on play action. And Favre with a quick drop throws it out to the right, caught by Chimura, but for a short gain. Oh, the couple of guys got him. Alan Aldridge and Tyrone Braxton combined to put big Mark Chimura down on the deck. John Elway with his 3rd rushing touchdown in Super Bowl games and 5th in his postseason career.
Favre's going through a shorter underneath game, anticipating the blitzes of Denver. And Denver's been blitzing the heck out of him.
Derek Mays, the 3rd wide receiver. Darius Johnson into the Denver secondary as a nickelback. Favre faced with a 3rd down and 5 from his own 34-yard line. Again, the Broncos are showing blitz. They're coming after Favre, and they put him down. He fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Denver. It was Atwater who hit him, and Neil Smith comes up with the loose ball.
Came clean. Attack protection. The Green Bay Packers went with 3 wide receivers and took the tight end Chimura, tried to spread the Denver Broncos out. Favre was, as they're going right to left, he dropped back looking to his right side, never came back to the left side. And Atwater came clean inside. It's just a matter of numbers. Everybody was on somebody. Atwater came clean.
Neil Smith, who played 9 years in Kansas City, 5 Pro Bowls. They couldn't keep both he and Derek Thomas because of salary cap restraints. They chose to sign Derek. Neil Smith went with the enemy, the Denver Broncos. And he comes up with a fumble recovery. Elway, again a short field. At the 33, play action. Looking to air it out. Throws it out to the left. He's got a man, but he overthrew Vaughn Hebron, who was open on the left side of the field.
A nice job by Seth Joyner, the linebacker, who anticipated the route. Just had a little bit more arch on it. He could have had himself a big play.
Denver goes with 2 tight ends, Dwayne Carswell and 1998 Pro Bowler Shannon Sharp. 2 wideouts to the left, Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey. 2nd down and 10, Broncos. 1 setback is Hebron.
What do they like?
They give it to Hebron running right. Nothing. He got tattooed right away at the line of scrimmage.
Bernardo Harris was right there.
Gilbert Brown was also inside, but what the Denver Broncos are doing with Shannon Sharp is they're taking Leroy Butler, arguably their best defender, and they're sitting him outside so he can't be effective in the run game or also with blitzes. They're isolating him with Shannon Sharp. That's smart offense by Mike Shanahan. It's 14-7 Denver, and they've got the ball 3rd down and 10 at the Green Bay 33-yard line. Early second quarter in San Diego. Our David Matt Millen on CBS Radio Sports. Shotgun for Elway. Has time. Throws it deep down the right side for Rod Smith. Incomplete. Broken up. It was broken up by Tyrone Williams. I ran right on top of it. And you can see who the Green Bay Packers are considering the dangerous guy. So they went with a double to Shannon Sharp. And then they matched up outside with Rod Smith and Tyrone Williams. Tyrone Williams has had problems getting beat deep. But Fritz Shermer decided that Shannon Sharp was the guy. Now they're going to try a 51-yard field goal. Tom Rowan, who's a punter, will put it down and anticipate him doing that at the 41. A 51-yard attempt for Jason Elam. The wind and the weather obviously a non-factor. Good snap, good placement, the kick on the way. It got the distance, and it is good. Oh, the Denver Broncos have scored 17 unanswered points. It leads 17-7. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Music from NBA Video. Join the superstars and legends of basketball with this incredible NBA videos. The NBA Classic Series. Michael Jordan's Playground. Magic Johnson, Always Showtime. Larry Bird, a basketball legend. NBA Jam Session. The Secret NBA. And Below the Rim. All 6 videos in the NBA Classic Series for the new low price of $9.98 or less each at your local video store. Or call 1-800-NBA-HOOPS to order from NBA Video.
12:21 to play, second quarter. Denver on top, 17-7. We'll be back in just a moment.
Do you know what's in your credit files? You should, because whenever you apply for a mortgage, home rental, auto loan, credit card, or even a job, you can be sure that someone will know. Now you can check your credit files before others do with CreditCom, authorized by the 3 national credit bureaus, TRW, Equifax, and TransUnion. CreditCom lists all the information from the 3 bureaus in a single, easy-to-read personal profile of your credit history. CreditCom shows you anything that may cause you a problem, even late payments. And if you find any information that's not accurate, CreditCom tells you how to correct it. Now when someone checks your credit, you'll feel confident knowing they'll receive accurate and up-to-date information, increasing your chances of getting what you want. Don't wait. Take control of your credit today by calling CreditCom. Check your credit records at all 3 bureaus for only $29.95 plus $2.95 shipping and handling. Call CreditCom now. 800-777-9700. That's 800-777-9700.
Stay tuned at the end of the game. I'll tell you about the Discover Card Payback Play of the Game, sponsored by Discover Card. Well, the AFC has not forced a turnover since 94. 10-0 in favor of the NFC turnover-wise over the last 3 years. And Denver has forced 2 and turned them into 10 points. I mean, they've had 21 plays. 18 of Denver's offensive plays have been from Green Bay territory. That's impressive, and that's scary if you're the Packers. On the return, Antonio Freeman at the 10. Up to the 20-yard line and gets undercut and knocked down. That is just a heck of a play by Denver's Dedrick Dodge. A little too soon to celebrate. Dedrick Dodge is celebrating right now, but this game's got a long way to go. 12-12 left, second quarter, 17-7. Denver now, Matt, if Denver holds this lead till halftime, they were 14-0 this year when leading at halftime. Well, now let's see what the 3-time MVP of this league has, because they're saying they've taken away with the 10 points. You're going to make Favre have to do something. Favre may be the best playmaker in the National Football League. He hands off to Dorsey Levens off left tackle and drives to the 28-yard line. So the Packers staying with what brought them to the dance. That pounding running game by Dorsey Levens behind the line. It's called patience. You just have to be patient with that game. Holmgren gets it, and Mike Shanahan also gets it. Mike Shanahan has been just calling Terrell Davis' number all game long, this whole first half. I mean, I just think if it doesn't get stopped, keep on running. 8 of 6 for the Packers. Packers led 7-0. Denver scored 17 straight. Levens behind Henderson. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line, about a yard shy, it seems, of a first down. That's the second field goal of 50 yards or more in a Super Bowl. That was recorded just moments ago by Jason Elam of 51. The other one was in Super Bowl 28. Steve Christie of the Buffalo Bills, who had a 54-yard. I read it to Marv Levy in the hotel lobby earlier today. Said, I got to congratulate you. He said, for what? I said, just for being a guy who has been the kind of guy you've been. I mean, a guy who's had a great career in the National Football League. Forget about the fact he never won a Super Bowl. Look what he's done. Yeah, He introduced the word overofficious to all of America. You overofficious jerk. Doesn't get any better than that.
It's about a yard shy of a first down. He would be perfect for our business, don't you think? Marv would be, and you want to be the play-by-play guy because your vocabulary will improve working with him. Although you working with Marv would be an interesting combination. Well, I would be the overofficious jerk. That'd be the problem. 17-7 Denver with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Howard David and Mac Millen in San Diego. Derek Mays, a third wide receiver with Brooks and Freeman. Third down and a yard for Brett Favre. Out of an I formation, he keeps it on the ground, and Levin gets there. Nice job. Oh, man, what a defensive surge by Keith Trailer, who used to be with the Green Bay Packers. And the one man who has their size in their defensive front is Trailer. And Trailer just blew up the right guard. Keith Trailer, who has overcome and seems to be overcoming a bigger battle. That with alcohol abuse and something that he constantly talks about. And he just came up with one of the plays of the half. And Hendrick, who's had an excellent season, shanks one off the outside of his foot of the punt. It takes a Denver bounce and touched by the Packers at the Denver 39-yard line. That's only a 31-yard kick by Craig Hendrick, who had a great NFC championship. Of course, that doesn't do you very good when you're in the Super Bowl. No, I understand. And the weather's a little better. 17-7 Broncos. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Thank you. Thank you all. That's a wonderful ovation. You see, that's what we at Flood Wood Care Products take great pride in. So, thank you. Thank you.
Bob, what are you doing?
Well, see, I'm practicing a speech, Bernie. I'm going to be giving it at my son's first grade career day at school.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you going to say?
Well, I'm going to be talking about Dexwood by Flood and how it contains gentle detergents that remove surface and ground-in dirt from wood. Okay. Then I'm going to follow up with a full-screen slideshow showing how Dexwood contains no bleach, so it's not harmful to the wood or the plant, but it still removes tough stuff like algae, grease, oil, moss, even nail stains. Then I'm going to be going into a live presentation showing how Dexwood brings back the natural honey color of the wood. At Flood, we've created a whole line of great wood care products by creating a whole company of wood care experts. Then I'll conclude with a little singing and dancing sketch I wrote entitled Dexwood, and it shows, how Dexwood cleans up easily with water.
Bob, you could just say, at Flood, we know how wood should be treated.
Ooh. What? You're good at this. Just because you're on the road doesn't mean you have to settle for middle of the road. At Hampton Inn, you can relax because we don't. We never stop sweating the details. We go to great lengths to ensure everything's taken care of before you get here, so you can relax and put the day behind you. Then start the next day with our free breakfast bar. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, too. For reservations, call 1-800-HAMPTON or access HamptonInn.com. Hampton Inn. We make it easy to take it easy.
CBS Radio coverage of Super Bowl 32 is sponsored in part by 4 Points Hotels by Sheraton, your teammate on the road. Well, position and turnovers. Big factors in games. Green Bay's average field position, their own 24. Denver's, the Green Bay 49. They have forced 2 turnovers. So Denver, again, we talked about it at the top about a short field to John Elway. This is the third time he's going to start in really good field position at his own 39. And Hebron in for Terrell Davis in the backfield. Vaughn Hebron. It is Elway back to throw. They pick up the blitz. He whips it over the middle, complete to Shannon Sharp at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play. It's a nice, simple zone coverage against the Green Bay Packers throwing him in Sharp. Sharp does very well in zone. I mean, he's good at finding a hole. That time he just sat down as they're going left to right, sat down along that left side, and just picked up about 5 or 6 yards. Somebody asked Elway if he lost something off his fastball. He said, I don't know, I never caught my own pass. Well, he just drilled one on time to number 84, Sharp. And Elway again, back to pass. Throws it out to the right, caught by Sharp, short of the first down. Excellent play by Bernardo Harris at the 48-yard line of Denver, and it will set up a 3rd and 1. It's easy to see why Fritz Shermer was throwing the double team on Shannon Sharp. That's one of the big targets and chain movers for John Elway and the Denver Broncos team. The difference is, Shannon Sharp doesn't run great. He runs pretty well. If he had an extra step, he'd really be amazing. Actually, what he is just a big wide receiver.
Yeah. If he had an extra step, he'd be a burner wide receiver.
Yeah. McCaffrey out to the left. Derek Lavelle in the game as Shannon Sharp goes in motion. They hand it off inside, first down to the 50 to Derek Lavelle, the former San Francisco 49er. Well, I think maybe his knee went down before the 50-yard line. And Gilbert Brown was right on top of it. Up, now it's going to be movement. Ball starts against the Denver Broncos, which will set up 3rd and 6. Never saw a flag, did you? No. Here's Ed Hockley.
Illegal formation by the offense. Number 65, an ineligible number, was into the line. You have the 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
You have to have an eligible number, and 65 could be eligible, but he has to report. And if he doesn't report and he's at the end man line of scrimmage, then he becomes ineligible. It's a good call by the officials. So the Broncos, who have used turnovers, 2 of them, were running of Terrell Davis in the first quarter to open up a 17-7 lead with 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Terrell Davis stays out of the game. Rod Smith out to the right. McCaffrey to the left. Hebron the lone setback. With the extra tight end for Denver. Elway back to pass. Blitz is on by Butler. He swings it out to Hebron. And he is stopped short of a first down. An excellent play by Brian Williams. They tried to clear everything out to the right side. And they took Von Hebron and swung going left to right. They had 2 wide receivers to the right side. They tried to pull the secondary in and swing Von Hebron out. But a nice job by Brian Williams, who fought through all the traffic and made the tackle short of the first. So the punting unit will come on for Denver for the first time. Tom Rowan to punt it away to Robert Brooks, who's averaged nearly 15 yards per return in the postseason. Of course, no more Desmond Howard. He's now in Oakland. So Robert Brooks, who last returned punts in '94, has assumed that responsibility. Rowan with a good kick, a high, deep kick over the head of Brooks. Hits at the 1, takes a backward spin, and Denver downs it inside the 5-yard line. Everything that can go right is going right. That makes for a great game. Dedrick Dodge downs it inside the 5 at 17-7 Denver. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
This is today's GT Global Millennium Minute. The countdown is on.
It's January 25th, 1998. 705 days until the year 2000. At 4 p.m. Eastern Time on this date in 1915, the first transcontinental telephone call was demonstrated in a ceremony at AT&T headquarters in New York. Alexander Graham Bell connected a replica of his 1875 gap-type telephone, then dialed up his former assistant, Thomas Watson, who was at the Pacific Exposition in San Francisco. Bell repeated the line he spoke on that first telephone 40 years earlier. "Mr. Watson, come here, I need you." This time around, Watson replied that it would take him a week to get there. I'm Ray Brady, CBS News.
This GT Global Millennium Minute was brought to you by GT Global Mutual Funds, a member of the $80 billion LGT Group, bringing investors a world of opportunity.
Hi, we're the McCulloch Beavers.
Busy beavers, you mean?
That's right. We're busy making McCulloch gas and electric string trimmers.
Hey, we're busier than that. Tell them about the chainsaw tough gas and electric blowers and hedge trimmers.
How can they when you're all busy butting in?
Come on, one more thing to say.
What's that?
That's for McCulloch string trimmers, blowers, and hedge trimmers wherever McCulloch power equipment is sold.
Wow, we make all that?
That's why we say, now to put McCulloch to work all over your yard.
We're the busiest beavers I know.
Said it.
Here's a reminder from General Mills. Stay tuned for the Wheaties halftime report with Jim Hunter. And don't forget to eat your Wheaties, the breakfast of champions. Well, that punt by Tunt, way it hit. It looked like one of the balls you see on the commercials for golf clubs. You know, those 800 numbers, you know, when you call them in, they call them per inquiry commercials. The ball back. If they sell clubs like that, I want one. I mean, that was a perfect punt by Rowan. You're missing the whole point. You got to be hitting off the tee with a football. I see. I knew you'd find it. You'd find the reason. Barr back to pass. Throws it out to the right on a slant pass. Broke it up.
It was intended for William Henderson, and an excellent play by Bill Romanowski.
And Romanowski, it's kind of interesting watching because Bill Romanowski used to play with San Francisco. And every day he'd go against the same routes that are being run by these Green Bay Packers. William Henderson tried to run what's called the Texas. When you come out, just come right back inside. Romanowski played it perfectly.
So that first drive by the Packers went 8 plays, 76 yards, and a touchdown. The last 3 drives, a total of 9 plays, 11 yards, 2 turnovers. Second and 10, Packers on their own 4-yard line. The delay handoff into the heart of the line, not very much, if anything at all.
John Mobley was right on top of it. Excellent job by Mobley. That thing was wide open. But Mobley held his ground, read it perfectly. They were in man coverage. The guy they handed the ball to was Levens inside. And his coverage just stay right on top of it. Again, they're taking some chances inside, and they're running blitzes.
Pete Carroll, the head coach of the New England Patriots, and talking about John Mobley, quote, he's the best player nobody knows. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left of the Packers, 3rd and 10 from their own 4. Favre drifts back to the end zone, throws it out to the right, and a high pass is collected and caught. What a play by Mark Chimura, who makes the catch and extends across the 25 and a first down. Green Bay, a gain of 21.
They're running what's called a 2 deep. They have both safeties splitting the field deep. And the way to beat that is to run your tight end right down the middle. Chimura was working on Romanowski, and just a nice catch. Went up, kind of gathered it with one hand. He beat Romanowski, and then Atwater came over and lowered the boom on him.
First down, Packers from their own 26, and a flag goes down. Dorsey Levens on the move across the 40-yard line. And we'll see what this penalty is all about. A 15-yard run by Dorsey Levens. Well, Denver, the 4th team in Super Bowl history to score on its first 3 possessions, joining Green Bay in Super Bowl II, San Francisco in Super Bowl 29, and the Cowboys a year later.
This is going to go against
illegal substitution. 12 men on the field by the defense. The penalty is declined. The play results in the first down.
Nice job by Dorsey Levens just breaking up on the inside. John Mobley couldn't get off the field in time. They went with a substitution. They brought Hilliard in. Couldn't get off in time, so they had the 12th man. And then Favre went with a quick count. Went right up inside with Levens to pick up the first.
Robert Brooks has been quiet. Brett Favre hasn't thrown in his direction yet. They hand it off to Levens into the heart of the line across the 45 to the 48-yard line. And Dorsey Levens, who had just a great year, a little shy of Jim Taylor's Green Bay team record for rushing yards in a year, but still a Pro Bowl season for Dorsey Levens. And the problem, of course, during the offseason for Ron Wolf, the GM of Green Bay, what do you do with Dorsey Levens? He's going to ask for a big number. And that don't mean bigger than the number he's wearing on his jersey either. Second down and 3, Packers, their own 48-yard line. Denver with a 17-7 lead. Favre with a quick throw. It's complete to Brooks. Burrows his head down to about the 50 and close to a Green Bay first down.
An adjustment right at the line of scrimmage by Brett Favre. And Robert Brooks lined up wide to the right as they're going right to left, and they're going to have to measure this. And the corner, Ray Crockett, was sitting off the line of scrimmage about 8 yards. Favre just went with a quick and threw it out there and took his chance with Robert Brooks beating him for the first down. They'll go with the measurement. It looks like it's going to be just a little shy. Maybe not. Maybe it's the first.
It's enough. Our score at Super Bowl 32, Denver 17, Green Bay 7. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Hey, ESPN smells better on radio. 7 nights a week, you can hear it right here on DAM 1300 KBET.
Howard David, Matt Millen in San Diego. First and 10, Green Bay at the 49 of Denver. Favre to throw, looking left, now looking right, throws and delivers. A bullet inside the 45 of Denver. It's complete to Antonio Freeman for a gain of 6.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen that hurry-up that we talked about.
Well, you know
what they're doing right now, see, when Mobley comes out, they put Darius Johnson in as the nickel. And then they're running at that nickel defense because Denver is trying to get extra coverage. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got him in that and then just stayed with regular personnel when hurry up so they couldn't make the substitution.
4:15 left, second quarter, 17-7 Denver. They've scored 17 in a row. 8th play of this drive. changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, drifts back to throw, pumps once, throws it underneath to William Henderson, and he is taken down underneath by Bill Romanowski. He's having a heck of a first half.
He's playing. He's played well all season long. Romo, as they call him, will jump the coverage. One of those guys who's physical and reads things. He's a studier. I played with him in San Francisco. I was impressed with him in only his second year and third year when I played with him, and he's really played well.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Green Bay 3 of 5 on 3rd down plays. They scored the first touchdown. Denver has scored 17 straight points. 2 off turnovers. Blitz shown by the Broncos. Brett Favre back to throw. They pick up the blitz, throws it out to the right, and it is caught. And a tremendous play by Freeman just to hold on to the football. He gained side of the play. Boy, did he take a shot up high by Atwater and Crockett.
Denver continues to take chances. They come with a blitz with John Mobley, and they're going to give up the outside. Crockett, playing left corner as they're going right to left, jumps to the inside and invites that outside throw. And the reason they do that is they're betting that Favre can't get the ball there fast enough. They're betting that blitzer can get there before Favre can get the ball out. They lost that bet.
Don't bet.
Yeah, don't bet. Want to bet?
1st and 10. Favre to throw. Throws it out to the right. Incomplete. The ball was thrown high. Derek Mays, the intended receiver. Packers want pass interference. They'll not get their wish.
And they won't. Ray Crockett played it perfectly. That's what's called a fade stop. And it's completely on Brett Favre. Derek Mays will run. If Crockett stays up high, Favre throws it underneath. If he comes underneath and tries to defend him from the bottom, he throws it up high. That time, what he did was he just misread it. He threw it too high. Mays came underneath, and it's an incompletion.
That sets up a 2nd and 10. Favre had a string of 5 straight completions until that misfire. Play action by Brett Favre. Throws it out to the right. It is caught by Chamorro, the tight end, who rambles inside the 25 and seems to have enough for another Green Bay first down at the 21-yard line.
Art Chamorro just ran over Tyrone Braxton, the safety, ran right through him, and just with that extra effort, picked up about 4 extra yards. They went with play action inside. Chamorro stood outside. Braxton didn't wrap his arm, just kind of fell in front of him, gave up the first. And this will take us down to the 2-minute warning.
So with the score, Denver 17, Green Bay 7. Timeout. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Football's Great Commitment, sponsored by CNA. I'm Brad Shane. On the field, Chargers defensive tackles Reuben Davis and Sean Lee are known as 2 Tons of Fun. They took that nickname into the San Diego community and established the 2 Tons of Fun Community Resource Center. In just a few short months, Davis and Lee secured a building, furnished it, and donated equipment, all to provide kids a safe place for after-school educational and recreational activities. This salute to Reuben Davis and Sean Lee is sponsored by CNA. CNA for all the commitments you make.
When the victims of Hurricane Andrew made a commitment to rebuild their lives, CNA kept their commitment to the victims of Hurricane Andrew by paying over $350 million in personal and commercial insurance claims. CNA knows that any commitment involves risk. That's why for over a century, they've been committed to helping people manage their risks, be they ordinary or extraordinary. CNA, for all the commitments you make.
You're feeling crud of heartburn or upset stomach or a headache, or all of them. What should you do? Enjoy the fast, effective relief of Bromo Seltzer. It's a refreshing, effervescent liquid. For heartburn and upset stomach, Bromo Seltzer contains a fast-acting antacid. For headache, Bromo Seltzer contains a powerful non-aspirin pain reliever. Get fast relief for heartburn, upset stomach, and headache with
At the half, Jim Hunter will be with the commissioner of the National Football League, Paul Tagliabue, and former Green Bay superstar Ray Nitschke. Well, you look about an interesting duo. You think they frequent the same social activities?
No.
The commissioner and Ray?
Something tells me no. Ray Nitschke's got the great hands, and Ray's got some shovels on the end of his head.
You know, he started out as a quarterback. I heard. Yesterday, it's the first time I heard that. It's amazing.
He's been the toughest quarterback on 2 feet.
Well, yesterday they announced new inductees to the Hall of Fame. Paul Krause, the outstanding former Viking. Mike Singletary, Well, the Chicago Bears, Anthony Munoz from Cincinnati, Dwight Stevenson from Miami, and Tommy McDonald, the former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver. Terrell Davis being taken to the locker room early as Favre goes back to pass over the middle. A pass incomplete. We're going to get a flag. Pass interference. Ray Crockett interfered with Robert Brooks. Brooks got to the inside. The safety had vacated the middle. Robert Brooks, as he lined up wide to the right, beat him to the inside to that post. And Crockett tangled up their feet, and the flag was thrown. They're going to debate whether it was catchable or not, but I don't think that matters. Well, that was the 12th play of the drive that started at the Green Bay 4. They held the ball for over 5.5 minutes on the drive. A Packer offense in the last 2 minutes of games, and here's Ed Hockley.
Inadvertently tangled, so there is no foul.
Inadvertent contact. Inadvertent contact. That's a good call. They're letting him play. I like that.
Well, that makes half the people happy and the other half miserable.
Well, they're letting him play, and I'm all for letting guys play. And I'm watching Crockett holding him on the replay, but that's all right. The feet got tangled. Hey, you know what? I'm all for it.
Yeah, the feet got tangled. Wasn't like it didn't look like it was any intent there. Terrell Davis apparently has suffered a mild concussion. And his return is unknown and uncertain, and that's not great news for Denver, although they lead 17-7 with the Packers second down and 10 at the Denver 21-yard line. Packers moving from right to left on your radio. Brett Favre under center. Quick throw over the middle. Complete. And taking a heck of a shot was Terry Mickens, who looked like one of those pinballs, you see. He got hit from the left and then hit from the right. Ray Crockett in on the play for Denver.
Well, they picked up about 6 yards. This is going to set up third and about 4. Mickens is just lined up in the slot. Favre just taking, because they're playing soft coverage to the outside, Favre just getting rid of the ball quick, getting the ball to the hands of his receivers, and they're picking up 5-6 yards of track.
Packers have 14 scores this year in the last 2 minutes of first half. 6 touchdowns, 8 field goals, and they're certainly within field goal range, even though they trail 17-7. The clock continues to move.
They're going to take a timeout. Favre's just letting it roll down as long as he can. Right here. There you go. They have 3, so they'll use it and take it to 2, and they don't want to give, in the event that they don't get a score, Denver a lot of time to go down the field.
So the Broncos, who have scored 17 unanswered points, lead 17-7. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Okay, car, start.
But I'm so cold.
Who said that?
It's your car, sugar. You know what I need.
Yeah, I do.
I need heat, baby.
Heat?
Heat, gaslight, antifreeze. You hate it when I freeze up. When you can't get me started.
Oh, yeah.
Just pour heat in my tank every time you fill me up. Really gets my motor running.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I'll get heat today.
You turn me on. Heat happens in winter. H-E-E-T. Heat, gaslight, antifreeze.
Howard David, Matt Millen back in San Diego. Broncos lead 17-7. Packers let the clock wind down. A 1:09 left of the first half. Dorsey Levens with 58 yards rushing. Terrell Davis 64. But Davis with a mild concussion is in the locker room.
The thing with the concussion, it's not like you can give them a shot or tape or you can't do it. That's tough. And I don't know how you differentiate between a mild and a not so mild concussion.
I think they give you one of those eye charts, you know, when you go get your driver's license. Third down and 4 for the Packers. Favre under a blitz on the draw at 11. Drives to the 10 for a first down.
Gutsy call. Tyrone Braxton ran right by it. Tyrone Braxton came on a blitz and came clean. Now the Packers will take a timeout with 57 seconds left, but Braxton ran right by it. He had it dead to right. Perfect call by the Broncos. Instead, he gave up a first down.
So timeout is taken by Green Bay. They trail 17-7. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
So you want to see my Discover Card statement?
Give me it. I want to learn. Paula Pound Sound Reviews, John Lithgow.
John, I can tell from your statement that there has been a trip here.
This was a camp trip.
Camping? Can you use the Discover card when you're camping?
I bought things that I didn't even know existed, like an inflatable sink.
This is not even camping that you're doing. Why not bring an inflatable dishwasher?
To apply for your Discover card, just call 1-800-IT-PAYS-SUE.
I have my eye on inflatable camp shower.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Use it where you see the notice sign.
Howard David, Matt Millen in San Diego, starting to relate to a Tommy McDonald story. I worked at telecast with Tommy. He came into the booth with all these notes. Said, if you use all of of that, man. We're going to do an 18-hour show. We're here for 4 games. You know, after the game was over, he's thinking about 10% of what I got ready for. First down, Green Bay. They can make a first down without a touchdown. They're just outside the 10. Levin's in motion to the right. Favre back to pass. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete. He had Robert Brooks, but he threw the ball behind him. Went the wrong way. Brooks lined up in the slot, bent, and did an out towards the flag. Favre threw it to the inside like he was going to break to the post, the skinny post. Miscommunication. Had it the whole way. Had it the whole way. They went with backfield motion, which created Brooks to go into the slot, and he zigged when he should have zagged. So it'll bring up second down, 54 seconds left in the half. Denver with a 7-7 lead, and this is the 16th play of this drive. Green Bay that started at their own 4. Jeff Thomas is in as the second tight end for the Packers. Brooks goes in motion to the right. Favre under a blitz, and we got a flag on the play. They called a hold of the play before it got started, but see, that order came unblocked and was in Brett Favre's face. I like what Denver's doing with that. See, when they get no backs in the backfield, they're bringing somebody. And there's nobody back there to protect Favre. Goes against Green Bay. By the offense, number 89. Good penalty by Shimura. I'm sure he didn't plan it, but he just lost himself. They would have lost 5 yards at least. They'd lose it now, but they still gained it down. Shimura moved just prior to the start, and a nice call by the officials. Well, Denver has won back-to-back on the road to get here. They knocked off Kansas City and Pittsburgh on the road. They're trying to become the first wild card team since 1980's Raiders to win a Super Bowl, and they lead 17-7. Second down and 16. Favre to throw. Over the middle, he's got a man. He's got Brooks down to the 6. They're going to have to hurry up. They're down to 45 seconds to go. They have 1 timeout left, and they're going to keep it going. They're down to the 6-yard line. It's tough to throw here. This is where Favre's feet have served him well all season long. Down to 30 seconds, huh? Yeah, they're not liking this. I'm with you. Under 30 seconds and counting. Down to 25 seconds, and they finally break the huddle. It is third down, so he's trying to take as much time as possible. Doing a good job of that. So you expect Favre to throw. Rolls to the right. Pumps once. Throws it into the corner and caught. Oh, man. What a play. Mark Chimura, touchdown, Green Bay. That's all Brett Favre again. What a great throw by Favre. Hey, we got ourselves a game here, boys. This is as good a game as I can remember in the Super Bowl. Mark Chimura got to the back of the end zone beyond coverage, and Favre just threw the perfect throw. Just over the top of the outstretched arm of the defender, and Chimura came down in the back right corner of the end zone. So long well for the point after with 12 seconds left in the first half. And the point after is good. We have a 17-14 Super Bowl. And Denver is on top. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
You know, I've been telling you about the AT&T One Rate plan.
One rate anytime.
Well, now there's the AT&T One Rate International plan. Each country has its own low rates on calls from home anytime. What country? Almost any country you could think of.
Each with its own low rate.
Exactly. One rate to Sweden anytime.
Yeah, I can call Chile.
Yeah, Chile would love to hear from you.
The AT&T One Rate International Plan. Call 1-800-4-1-RATE to enroll now. That's 1-800-4-1-RATE. $3 monthly fee.
Here's the ensuing kickoff by Longwell. A low-line drive, and it is taken up short across the 25, and rambling across the 40-yard line is Keith Burns, a backup linebacker. So will Elway try something with 6 seconds left in the first half? He's got the ball at his own 41-yard line.
I think the bigger concern right now for Denver is what is up with Terrell Davis. It's not like you can tape 2 aspirin on the back of his head and hope he's okay.
No, you're right. I mean, that's a major concern. Davis, who, by the way, was taken to the locker room at about the 2-minute warning. They reported that he has a mild concussion. And that does not bode well for the Denver Broncos that are trying to shock the Green Bay Packers, and they still have the lead, albeit by 3, and apparently John Elway's going to take a knee. Takes the snap, goes down on 1 knee, and we've had ourselves a first half. 17-14 Denver. Our halftime score sponsored by 4 Points Hotels by Sheridan. 4 Points Hotels By Sheridan, your teammate on the road. Let's pause for this word.
Do you believe English should be the official language of the United States? I do, and more than 80% of the people in this country agree with me. I am Mauro Mujica, the chairman of U.S. English. With over 1 million members, U.S. English is made up of people like you and me who believe that the English language helps to unite us into one nation. U.S. English is working to make English the official language of this country. Politicians and bureaucrats are removing the incentive to learn English by providing multiple services in dozens of foreign languages, instead of just teaching English to our new immigrants. That is why you need to join us. Please call 1-800-US-English for a free brochure. That's 1-800-US-English. Because without the bond of a common language, how long can we remain the United States?
Paid for by U.S. English.
It started as a sibling rivalry. You just had to be first. Then when feet weren't fast enough, you discovered cars, and life turned ever faster. But now you appreciate the long run and a motor oil like Chevron Supreme with an anti-wear formula to maximize the life of your engine. Because no one ever won the Indy 499.
I was first.
Chevron Supreme Motor Oil. Simply smarter. Now at discount stores and major retail automotive stores.
It's Mark. Leave a message. Mark, remember we were talking about jobs? Well, I found this cool website, www.NavyJobs.com. The Navy has over 50,000 job openings, and they'll train us in a high-tech field like nuclear technology or aviation electronics. I even found out about getting a sign-on bonus and up to $40,000 for college. Remember, NavyJobs.com. Anyway, give me a call.
Visit the Navy online at NavyJobs.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Navy, let the journey begin. Paid for by the U.S. Navy.
So the AFC forces 2 turnovers. Denver turns them into 10 points. They lead 17-14 at the half. Howard David and Matt Millen. Now taking over for our halftime activities, Jim Hunter.
All right, Howard, thank you very much. And welcome, everyone, to the Wheaties Halftime Report. Folks, don't forget to eat your Wheaties. Wheaties, it's the breakfast of champions. Up next, we'll be joined by the NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Capital Car Credit, get it, the best deal around. You got a friend in the business now. Credit problems, we can help out. Get the respect that you deserve. 2 locations ready to serve. Capital Car Credit, get it, the best deal around.
If credit has kept you from purchasing an automobile, then call us at Capital Car Credit on South Congress at 442 Loan or our newest location on Burnett Road, 302 Loan. Bad credit, no credit, get the respect you deserve. Call Capital Car Credit. Our original location is 1400 South Congress at 442 Loan. Our newest location, 7575 Burnett Road, 302 Loan. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, repossession, divorce, no credit application is refused. Call us, Capital Car Credit on South Congress at 442 Loan, on Burnett Road at 302 Loan.
Capital Car Credit, get it, the best deal around.
KVET.
Everyone, Jim Hunter at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, Super Bowl 32, and we have a game. The Broncos leading the Packers 17-14, and a pleasure now to welcome in the Commissioner of the NFL, Paul Tagliabue, for our annual visit. And Paul, once again, a spectacular show on Super Bowl Sunday. I'm wondering how many people are involved in planning this spectacle, because every year when it seems, well, it can't get better than last year, you show up and you're just amazed at the spectacle that is put on by the NFL.
Well, I'm sure it runs into the tens of thousands, and, you know, a lot of them are volunteers here in San Diego, and I think the big thing about this week was there was so much activity in the community, and there was roots here, and people have had a phenomenal time.
You know, there are so many opinions as to where is the perfect Super Bowl location, but I thought the close proximity of everything in the San Diego area really made for a perfect setting, especially as the weekend came. It almost became like a mini Olympic Village in downtown San Diego.
It really was, and I think that was the biggest surprise for a lot of people who were here 10 years ago. Didn't expect to have that Olympic Village feel, but you're right. It's the combination of the Pacific Ocean and that proximity downtown really made for a festive atmosphere.
Now, of course, the league continues to really set the precedent for professional sports leagues. You're celebrating that new television contract, and I guess as that starts to funnel in, really the shape of the league will change, because now more revenues, more players, and who knows what will happen next year in terms of competition.
Well, I think the contracts are just the beginning. You know, we have to get the Browns back on the field in '99, and we'll do that. We have them up here today as one of the 31 teams of the league. We're hoping to expand there, and so there are a lot of things we need to do and accomplish and use that money wisely.
Now, where will be the first step of where you move forward with the league?
Well, like I say, we'll try to work with the Players Association, get an extended agreement with them so we don't have any interruptions in the game. I think we'll try and get some money invested in youth football and programs like that. We're doing more and more with the high schools and the colleges in that area. And, of course, like I say, Cleveland is a top priority for us, having the Browns on the field in '99.
Are the executives and the owners in the NFL pleased with the way that the competition has developed in terms of enough teams being able to give their home fans a chance or at least hope that they might be a playoff team?
I think the big measuring rod is the fans, and the fans feel real strongly that we've had a phenomenal 1997 season. There's been so much competition, the resurgence of the two teams in New York, the growth of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the late season winning streak of the Falcons. It's been an outstanding season from that opening week with that Andre Rison catch in the Kansas City-Oakland game right through to the Super Bowl.
And you know, there's always a lot of attention on minority hirings in pro sports, and what a job Tony Dungy did with Tampa Bay this year, a guy who was finally given a shot. He's always been a tremendous coach, and he really not only has turned around that franchise, but rejuvenated football in that market.
Well, he has. Tony's done a great job. Dennis Green's done a good job. A lot of our young coaches, you know, Steve Mariucci came in, and people wondered whether he was going to be a suitable successor to Bill Walsh, and George Seifert, and certainly proved he was. And Jim Fossil in New York, everyone was focused on Parcells, but Fossil had a terrific year. So I think the league is very healthy with good young players and coaches.
Now, I know you don't root, at least publicly, but with John Elway leading at halftime, you got any little sentimental nature in there that Mr. Elway at age 37 might get that elusive ring?
Well, I guess I could borrow what Mike Holmgren said. You know, sentimentality is one thing and winning is the other. In my case, I guess sentimentality is one thing and neutrality is the other thing. But, you know, I spoke to Dan Marino the other night, and he was talking about John having the opportunity, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
You know, every year, Paul, the saying is, are we going to get a good Super Bowl? Every year it seems we don't have a good game. You couldn't get much better than this.
Well, this is exactly what we expected. Both of these teams were balanced. Denver comes in with a running game and some strong receivers. Of course, Green Bay's balanced, so we're getting what we hoped for and what we expected.
Well, I know you like to watch the halftime presentation here. This will be a tribute to Motown on the 40th anniversary. Are you going to get down there and boogie or stay up here where it's safe?
I think I'll stay up here where it's safe. Get ready for the second half.
All right, Paul, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That's Commissioner Paul Tagliabue as the Broncos lead the Green Bay Packers 17-14. We're at halftime in Super Bowl 32. Brett Favre, a couple of touchdown passes, accounting for the Packers scoring. Terrell Davis, a 1-yard run. John Elway, a 1-yard run. And the difference so far, Jason Elam's 54-yard field goal. The Broncos lead the Packers 17-14.
Now, the other thing that's happened, because they've been able to run and control the ball, I said this earlier, I don't believe that the Green Bay Packers defense, especially their defensive line, is in great shape. I don't believe that. So what I would expect that if they can continue that, they'll wear them down as the game goes on. Patience is the key.
Gabe Wilkins was hurt in the first half, and he's had an ankle problem for several weeks. Gilbert Brown has had an in-and-out kind of a year because of injuries. But we haven't called one guy's name defensively all first half. Reggie White. And Reggie White last year had 3 quarterback sacks. When the game was being decided, we all talk about the Desmond Howard 99-yard kickoff return. That really won the game and put the game away for Green Bay. But then Reggie White got after Bledsoe and knocked him down 3 times. We haven't even mentioned his name in the first half.
Part of it is because they're running to the left side. That they're trying to take advantage of Gabe Wilkins being out of there and Darius Holland being in. Then Reggie White turned it up in the second half of last year's Super Bowl. Let's see if we get the same thing now.
So Ryan Longwell will kick off for the Packers. And Vaughn Hebron to return. A short kickoff. Hebron at the 10. Running to the 15, running left parallel to the 15, turns it up at the 20, and runs right into the heart of the special teams of Green Bay and is put down at the 23. Lamont Hollenquist led the charge, so the Broncos offense with 8 scores on their opening drive of the second half, 5 touchdowns, 3 field goals, and Terrell Davis is going out on the field to start the third quarter for Denver.
Well, he's got 64 yards rushing, all in the first quarter.
Davis the tailback. Howard Griffith, the fullback. In an offset I formation, Griffith goes in motion for the first time. Elway on the pitch to Davis, running left. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line. There's a fumble. The Packers got it back.
Well, there it is. The officials marked it. One run, one turnover, field position. Tyrone Williams comes up with a loose ball. They tried just a quick pitch to the outside. As the Broncos are going left to right, they tried to get up high to the left side. And Brian Williams just kind of threw himself backwards. Tyrone Williams stripped it out and then also came up with the ball.
So are we able to determine anything by that in terms of Terrell Davis?
No. I mean, prior to the ball, heck, he picked up about 6 yards.
I'm talking about the hit.
No, it was a strip.
All right. Packers with great field position at the 26 of Denver. And the handoff to Dorsey Levens. Sheds a tackler but gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage. So the Packers, Dorsey Levens, brought down by John Mobley and Alan Aldridge. Dorsey Levens, you know, we don't hear a lot about Dorsey Levens except the Packers always seem to be in prime time, and Dorsey Levens always seems to play like a prime time player.
You know what amazes me? Denver defensively, at one point in this game, it's going to bite him in the rear end because they're blitzing a ton. One of these times, Levens is going to hit it right and go right up the middle.
He's got 62 yards rushing. He had 61 all of last year. Blitz is on. Favre pumps, airs it out, deep right side, and it's intercepted. Dropped by Atwater.
Dropped by Atwater, and I believe Brooks may have had a hand in it. If he did, it's a great play. If not, it's a really bad play by Atwater. A poor throw by Favre. He just laid it up. He's trying to beat Ray Crockett to the top side. As they're going right to left, he was lined up wide to the right side, and Atwater just dropped it. I mean, that's inexcusable in a game like this. And Atwater's had himself a great game to date.
Well, Favre on third down is 4 of 4. He's got a 3rd and 10 coming up, and that could loom large in this game, and we're only early third quarter. But the Broncos 17-14 lead in jeopardy. Favre back to pass. Rushes on over the middle. Pass is caught. Dorsey Levens.
Good play.
And a terrific play by Denver as they put him down on the carpet at the 21-yard line. Leading the play, Alfred Williams, the defensive right end.
That's a nice play. That was a perfect call. They came with a blitz inside. They ran a screen right behind it. This is going to set up now a 39-yard field goal.
Chris Hendrick to put it down for Ryan Longwell. This to tie the game, a minute and a half into the third. A low snap put down well. There's a flag on the play. The field goal is good.
Hey,
hold on.
If this is against Denver, that's a first down. That's a big penalty. That's against Denver, and that's a first down.
Well, 2 plays. One the drop by Atwater, and now the penalty. Boy, how big mistakes they really get you in a game like this.
Everything that could go right went right for Denver in the past. Offsides by the defensive left guard. It's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down. The field goal does not count.
Well, they tell you that you don't take points off the board, but in this case, if you're Green Bay, you don't mind it.
It was Alfred Williams who jumped inside. Hey, you got to take your shot. You pick up the first down. You can always come back and kick it, but you also have the opportunity to get your 6.
First and 10, Packers trying to become the 7th team in history to win back-to-back Super Bowls. 17-14, Denver on top, but a fresh set of downs for Green Bay. Levens running behind Henderson. Tries to turn the corner, and a terrific play by Tyrone Braxton to slow down Dorsey Levens at the line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line.
That's really a nice play by Tyrone Braxton because he started up on the inside and he ran through the block of William Henderson. Henderson had him, tried to bounce him outside, but he just ran right through it. Had Levens cut back to the inside, that's where he would have had some yardage.
Brett Favre said, I patted myself after John Elway. Elway's response, Favre said that he patted himself after Steve Young 2 weeks ago. Second down, Packers with Brooks in motion. The blitz is on. Favre throws. Incomplete.
Oh, almost picked. Favre is not on. Again, they came with a blitz right to that side. They went man-to-man outside. And every time that they have gone with the blitz, Favre has hurried his throw. They were manned up outside again. Ray Crockett believe that ball may have been tipped a little bit by Atwater or Aldridge.
That was Atwater. And then Ray Crockett with a nice play defensively on Antonio Freeman. So it's a 3rd and 10 for Green Bay at the 15 of Denver. Broncos by 3. Levin's in motion to the right. Broncos showing blitz. There's a flag down, and the pass is incomplete.
It's going to go against
for
Green Bay.
Antonio Freeman. And we'll see what the penalty is all about.
It's motion on the Green Bay Packers. They're going to take it back 5 yards.
Snap. Full start by the offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
That's the 4th penalty of the day on the Green Bay Packers. We have 2.5 gone by in the 3rd quarter with Denver ahead 17-14.
What's happening is all this blitzing and all this movement has gotten Green Bay out of kilter. And so what Denver wanted to get accomplished, just get them on their heels, has gotten them on the heels.
3 receivers for Green Bay. Derek Mays, the 3rd wideout. Packers are 5 of 8 on 3rd down plays. Again, the blitz is being shown. Oh, there's going to be a penalty against Denver. Or did they break the line? Were they drawn off? We'll see if they spook the offensive line of the Green Bay Packers.
Again, this is all the blitzing, and they're showing blitz. Green Bay is not being patient at the line of scrimmage. It's going to go against them again.
The offensive center. Double clutch. 5-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
It's Frank Winters, the center.
Well, it's the first time, except for introducing the starting lineups, we've mentioned Frank Winters, and that's when you don't want to be mentioned. 5 penalties on the Packers, 3 on offense. And again, Green Bay will come out with a 3rd down and 20 from the Denver 25-yard line. 4 receivers for the Packers, 2 on either side. Terry Mickens, the 4th. The inside handoff. Dorsey Levins inside the 15 and tripped up inside the 10, short of a 1st down, but a heck of a call by the Packers. It will set up a 4th down and 4, and the field goal unit will come on. Favre, 14 of 21. John Elway, 5 of 9. But Elway has had the advantage of a short field, coming up with 2 turnovers by his defense and turning him into 10 points.
Levins has 78 yards rushing now off of that run.
Now here's Longwell with a 28-yarder, and it splits the uprights. We have a brand new game. Tied at 17. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Basketball players get shoes named after them. Cops get more stripes. For every way there is to make a living, there's a way to spot who's on top. And for guys who make their way through life with a strong pair of hands, there's Bosch. The power tools engineered to be nothing less than the best a hard-earned roll of 20s can buy. Bosch Power Tools, engineered for performance. At better contractor supply houses, hardware, and home centers.
3 minutes into the 3rd quarter. We're tied at 17 at Super Bowl 32. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is Dr. Ronald Hoffman, author of Intelligent Medicine, talking about vitamin C and your body.
As a physician and nutritionist, I recommend natural products to my patients, like patented Ester C. Ester C is body ready, which means it's ready to go to work as soon as you take it. Gently, naturally. Do what I do. Take Ester C.
Look for Ester C in your favorite vitamin line. Ester C. That's ESTER-C.
She's beautiful, she's believable, and she has the power to send a man to his death for a murder he didn't commit. Everything about the prosecution's star witness is perfect, but everything she says is a lie. The Perfect Witness, the new novel by Barry Siegel, acclaimed author of A Death in White Bear Lake. With Barry Siegel, you don't read a story, you live it. Always want more, says best-selling author Michael Connelly. The Perfect Witness by Barry Siegel from Ballantine Books.
5-4.
Well, the world's finest athletes will be heading to Japan in February. CBS Radio Sports will be there, the network for exclusive coverage of the 90th Winter Olympics. Join us and share a moment with the world. Well, for the last 300 some odd hours, all we've heard is Super Bowl hype. And this game so far, Matt, is living up to the hype.
I don't think there's any question. I think we're finally getting a Super Bowl. I mean, this is what the game's supposed to be.
Long way to go, and Longwell with the kickoff, a short kickoff taken by Hebron again at the 10. Running right to the 20, to the 25, and knocked down at the 28-yard line. So the Broncos after giving up the fumble by Terrell Davis, turning it into 3, and the Broncos have to be happy that it was only 3 they gave up.
They also have to be disappointed for 2 reasons. Steve Atwater dropped the interception, and then they also gave him another set of chances with that offside penalty by Alfred Williams.
Exactly. Well, Davis back in the game. We had a report that he had a concussion in the first half, but that may not have been accurate. It is Davis running straight ahead across the 30, nearly busted it, and he is tackled around the ankles at the 34-yard line by Bernardo Harris after a gain of 6. By the way, Gabe Wilkins of Green Bay, sprained left knee, will not return for the Packers. And that Packer 95-yard drive late in the second quarter, the longest in Super Bowl history. The longest was the Chicago Bears, a 96-yard touchdown drive against New England in Super Bowl 20.
They liked running to their left side. They're going right at Darius Holland.
Staying away from Reggie White. The delay handoff, straight ahead, Terrell Davis, and Gilbert Brown pancaked him at the 36-yard line.
Gilbert Brown, I'm going to tell you, Gilbert Brown in this game is being handled by Tom Nalen, the center. And what Nalen's doing is he's not turning it into a power game. He's turning it into a finesse game. Now, that time, they tried to double-team him, and Brown is just too strong for the power game. The way you beat him is to make him have to move. If you can just kick your rear end on him, then he does well.
Well, Brian Habib, the right guard, helped out Tom Nalen on that last play. But Gilbert knocked them both over. 3rd down and 2 for Denver. Play action by Elway. He's got McCaffrey, and he didn't see him. Running it out to the right and almost intercepted. McCaffrey was open, running a pattern from right to left, and Elway didn't see him.
He was trying to find Terrell Davis underneath. Brian Williams did a great job of knocking him down. And then Mike Pryor tried to go for the pick and inadvertently almost gave up a reception to Willie Green. But Brian Williams was the key play.
Well, the word on Terrell Davis, he did not have a concussion. It was a migraine headache, as early reported. But he apparently is all right.
Maybe they did strap aspirin to his head.
I guess so. Big aspirin. Ruin to kick. And a low kick. It hits at the 30, takes a Denver roll, and it is touched and down inside around the 25-yard line by Denver's Dedrick Dodge, who's been all over the place on special teams. It's a 39-yard punt, no return.
What's happened in the first half for Green Bay is happening to Denver in the second half.
We're tied at 17. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Hey, football fans, it's your big bargain quarterback, John R. here for Rent-A-Wreck. Now, if your wallet got sacked for a loss last time you rented a car, better take a page out of John R.'s money-saving playbook. Next time, rush to the phone and call Rent-A-Wreck for a great car, truck, or van for a whole lot less. And I'll be right here cheering you on. Call 800-991-4211, and of course they'll pick you up. 800-991-4211 for Rent-A-Wreck. And don't let the name fool you.
10:19 left in the third quarter. It's tied at 17. We'll be back in just a moment.
Coughing and sneezing. You're feeling half dead. You can hardly wait to crawl into bed. But first you have a decision to make. What kind of medicine are you going to take? Those little red pills that you never knew don't treat cough, aches, or sneezes. What do they do? This time you try NyQuil and get much-needed rest. And then in the morning you feel better, get dressed. After one night of NyQuil, you think it's the best. Vicks NyQuil for nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, so you can rest and have a good morning medicine. Use as directed.
The Arthritis Cure, the runaway #1 New York Times bestseller, has given hope to millions of Americans who suffer from osteoarthritis. Now there is exciting news for all arthritis sufferers. Maximizing the Arthritis Cure, the new program that enhances the Arthritis Cure and includes new research that offers hope for those with rheumatoid arthritis. Maximizing the Arthritis Cure, the fastest, easiest way to a better life. At bookstores now from St. Martin's Press.
Sports coverage of Super Bowl 32, sponsored in part by Gold Eagle Leak Stoppers and by Heat Gasline Antifreeze. Heat happens in winter. Well, the heat has been up for a long time by the Denver Broncos. Defensively, they have come after Brett Favre. We are tied at 17, and now the Packers have it 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line with 10:19 to go in the third quarter. And Antonio Freeman to the left, Robert to the right. I form Dorsey Levens, the deep back. Brett Favre calling the signals for the Packers. Hands off to Levens, running straight ahead. Behind the wave and knocked down at about the 30 line by the Denver Broncos. It was 7-0 Green Bay, and Denver came storming back with 17 unanswered points, fueled by 2 recoveries of turnovers. And then Green Bay, with a Brett Favre touchdown pass late, cut it to within 3. And now it's tied. Henderson, Levens, and an eye. 2nd down and 4. Packers moving from right to left on your radio. As Favre on the handoff to Levens into the heart of the line and just drives hard for a couple of yards.
Hey, who's really unsung by this Green Bay Packer offense is William Henderson, their fullback. He's just on the cusp of being one of the top fullbacks. I mean, he's already there, but he could be in the top 3. He just has to refine his game a little bit more, but he is really an outstanding blocker.
Derek Mays out to the left. Brooks and Freeman to the right. 3rd and 4, Packers on their own 32-yard line. We are tied at 17. Favre to throw out to the left, and Mays must have run the wrong route, or Favre miscommunicated because the pass was thrown 5 yards behind Derek Mays.
Brett Favre does not look like Brett Favre in this game. He started out fast, but Greg Robinson, the coordinator, is giving him so many different looks and blitzes, and the safeties are messing with him so much that he is now off his game.
Craig Hendrick will come to punt it away to Darian Gordon, who can bust it. He's got 3 this year. Punt returns for touchdowns. A low snap fielded well by Hendrick. He drives it high in the air. An excellent punt. Gordon will field it at the 15-yard line, looking to run right. Tries to turn the corner. No, sir. Excellent coverage by the Packers special teams after a 53-yard kick by Hendrick. But there's a flag.
Travis Jervey is just playing like a wild man today on all his special teams.
Offsides. The call against Denver obviously will be declined by the Packers. So that was a great hit.
That could be a first down. You'd take that thing.
Oh, you're
Looking right now, it's 4th and what? 4th and 4?
Yeah, good catch by you.
Yeah, you take that. Now, it depends if it's post-possession or not.
Offside by the defense, number 32, lined up in the neutral zone.
No, that doesn't matter.
It can't be post-possession. Denver keeps the ball, first down.
No, Frank Winter is screaming at him, said, no, we want the first down. Now, he's lined up off sides. That can't be post-possession.
Right.
That has to be a first down.
Right.
Accepting penalty will result in a first down. Green Bay accepts the 5-yard penalty, offside. First down.
Well, with our score in Super Bowl 32, 17 all. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
Hey, ESPN smells better on radio. 7 nights a week. Hear it right here on the AM 1300 KBET.
David McMillan at Super Bowl 32. And it's a brand new game at 17. The Packers get a new life. Tony Veland lined up in the neutral zone for Denver. And it's Green Bay ball, 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line with 8:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Backfield is split. They handed Dorsey Levens with a quick hit up the middle. Then he gets a couple of yards on the play. Dorsey Levens, earlier this year, said, you know, when I got the starting job, I became a big hit with men. In the Oprah Winfrey Show, I became a big hit with women. He said he was getting offers for like 1,000 dates since he appeared on the Oprah Show, and the players were all razzing him because he was getting flowers and candy sent to him in the Green Bay locker room in front of his stall. Now, I could see you getting flowers and candy.
I've been dogging him ever since I saw that Oprah Show. He went on and whined about not having a date.
2nd down and 6 Packers. Favre rolling right. Throwing on the run. The pass is incomplete. It was thrown out of bounds, intended for Rupp Brooks.
Howard, this is the worst I've seen Brett Favre play. He is completely out of sync. And now this is a major test for Favre, a 3-time MVP. With 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, he's going to find himself. And he's got to settle his rear end down because he's all over the place. Conversely, Denver is doing a great job of keeping him that way, giving him a lot of different looks Atwater's walking in and out. A nice job of disguising coverages and giving him a lot of different blitz looks.
He has missed his last 3 passes. Favre has. 3rd down and 6 from his own 41-yard line. Packers moving from right to left on the radio. Favre back to throw. Under a rush. Throws on time. Incomplete. He was looking for Robert Brooks on the right sideline, and Brett Favre was under duress. Steve Atwater came on a blitz.
They haven't picked up Steve Atwater all game long. And they're lining him up to the weak side, and it's just a matter of numbers. They bring 3 guys, and they have two guys to block. There's nobody in the field. They're releasing, going 5 guys out. Nobody's there. Atwater's coming clean. And what I like about him is even if he doesn't get the hit, he talks to Favre the whole time.
Hendrick with the punt. And he gets a high kick that'll be fair caught by Vaughn Hebron. Or correction, Darian Gordon. He dropped it, picks it up, and he's pinned back at the 1-yard line.
He had the fair catch, but then he muffed it. And then he had to try to pick it up, and in that exchange, just with him dropping it, he lost, and again, a flag is down, but he lost about 12 yards. Flag is down. We'll see which way it goes.
Well, the last couple of penalties have hurt the Broncos. The Broncos say they're pointing in the direction of the Packers. An eligible man downfield. That's a big break for the Denver Broncos.
May have been Travis Jervey, the special teams monster for the Green Bay Packers.
A member of the kicking team, the center, was inelligibly downfield before the ball was kicked. It's a 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down. Number 60.
Well, that would be Rob Davis of the special teams of the Green Bay Packers. And the Broncos just got a major break. Otherwise, they start the drive at their own 1-yard line. So we are tied at 17 with 7:54 to go 3rd quarter. And Craig Hendrick will have to punt it away once again to Darian Gordon. But now they take Gordon. Now they bring in Rod Smith. You know, we haven't mentioned Rod Smith's name all day.
Also took Travis Jervey out, which is kind of surprising.
Well, Craig Hendrick awaiting the snap from Davis. So good snap it is. And it drives this one upfield. A wobbly kick. Rod Smith will try to return from the 13. Oh, no, he fair caught it, but now there's a flag. I don't think he put his hand up. I never saw him show a signal.
Huh. Hey, he's calling him down there for that. If Rod Smith didn't put up his hand, and both of those guys down there never took a shot on him, I'm surprised. Heck, nobody raises their hand.
Up and drilling him from here.
It could be an illegal. See, you have to
illegal
wave your
signal.
hand
Right.
side to side. If he just put it straight up.
In-depth and fair catch signal by a member of the kicking team, number 80. It's a 5-yard penalty from the end of the kick. Denver keeps the ball, 1st down.
You have to wave it side to side. If you just stick it straight up, it's no good.
He did signal looking at it in the replay, but he just raised his hand.
Yeah, you have to go side to side.
So, another bad break for the Broncos, but they're still tied at 17. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
You know what this is? $40,000 for college. I'm reaching out from inside this radio and giving it to you. I got a better idea. See your local Army recruiter. Tell them you want to earn up to $40,000 for college. They'll show you how if you qualify with the Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund. And ask them about the valuable skill training the Army offers. See your recruiter. It's easier than getting inside this radio. Call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Restoring the winning smiles of the New Jersey Devils is just one of the commitments Dr. H.U. Gardy makes. CNA works closely with Dr. Gardy, the team dentist for the New Jersey Devils hockey team, providing him with professional liability insurance. With more than $60 billion in assets and over a century of experience, CNA can help manage the broad range of risks you face. For your business, home, or life, CNA, for all the commitments you make.
Hi, this is Chris Berman. For years I've heard you better eat your Wheaties, and for years I have. I like that rich, toasted wheat taste, and I love that great Wheaties crunch. My problem has nothing to do with what's inside the box, it's what's outside. Actually, what's not outside. Ever seen a sportscaster on the front of a Wheaties box? What gives? An oversight? Well, look, I'm available and more than happy to not only be on America's TVs and radios, but on Breakfast of Champions boxes, too.
Next Sunday on CBS Radio Sports, the Pro Bowl from Hawaii. I'll be there with Doc Walker at 5:45 Eastern Time. Jim Hunter with the pregame. Well, the Broncos actually picked up 5 yards when you think about it. They would have started the drive at their own 1. Now they started at their own 7, so they pick up 6 yards. But illegal signaling of the fair catch by Rod Smith had cost him 5 yards. Griffith and Davis the setbacks, and Griffith goes in motion to the left. Elway going to throw on first down for the end zone over the middle, try to drill it to McCaffrey, and it is incomplete. Ed McCaffrey has been shut out.
Yeah, he has been, and a nice
so
job.
Rod Smith.
Nice job by Seth Joyner. The only guy who's really been making any catches has been Shannon Sharp, but he's not really been a big factor. He only has 3 receptions. Secondary for Green Bay's done a pretty good job. It's been the front 7 versus Terrell Davis that's been their problem.
Well, the Broncos have not had a first down. Their last one came on the opening play of the second quarter on an Elway touchdown run. That's it. And yet it's tied at 17. Broncos led 17-7 in this game. Elway, quick drop. Throws the slant. Diving catch by Shannon Sharp at the first down marker. We'll see where his knee might have been down short of the marker.
He's short. And that's going to set up third and about 1.5 yards. See, it's what they do with him. They split him out wide and they make a corner. Tyrone Williams have to cover him. And see, he can be physical on a small corner. And that's the advantage that Shanahan has when you use that chess piece of Shannon Sharp.
Patrick Jeffers comes in the game in his second year from Virginia. But you'd expect the Broncos to try to run it inside on third down and 1 yard. They go to Davis, running straight ahead, first down to the 20-yard line. Well, Rod Smith was talking about Mike Shanahan earlier this week when asked what his definition of his head coach. He said he doesn't motivate by fear. He instilled in me a work ethic, the same thing that he teaches me, I teach my son. And I'm not sure he can get much higher praise than that.
And Shanahan is really good, and that's an understatement.
Rod Smith has had 1 ball thrown to him so far. Fresh set of downs for the Denver Broncos, and they keep it on the ground. A big Terrell Davis into the heart of the line, and boy, did he take a shot in the back from Seth Joyner, who's looking for his first Super Bowl ring.
Well, they had been running to their offensive left side, the defensive right side of the Green Bay Packers with Darius Holland. And every now and then, they'll switch up and they'll go to a couple of body punches inside. They'll run right at Gilbert Brown to freeze him, and then they'll come back away from him.
Terrell Davis has had a phenomenal season, capped off by this appearance in the Super Bowl. Second down and 6. Denver moving from left to right on your radio. We're tied at 17. They go to Davis straight ahead again. He's got running room, bounces to the outside, and brought down across the 30 and a first down. Doug Evans makes a saving tackle on Davis. Otherwise, we may just see Terrell Davis's behind going down the backfield.
Well, they're using that wear down stuff. This is all on Terrell Davis. He just cuts back completely, and Brian Williams, the weak side linebacker, just over pursues. You can't do that. A nice job by Terrell Davis of reading the pursuit, and then good vision comes back all the way across for the big first down.
From their own 31-yard line, we are tied at 17. Play action by Elway. A lot of time.
McCaffrey.
He's got McCaffrey wide open. Inside the Green Bay 35-yard line. First down, Denver. A gain of 36.
Eugene Robinson missed the jam, ran right through the zone. Nice job of the offensive line of giving him time. McCaffrey lined up in the slot to the right side as they're going left to right. Eugene Robinson missed him. And by missing him, he ran right through him. Elway had the time and found him right down the seam.
First reception by a Denver wide receiver today. Ed McCaffrey for 36 yards. They hand it off to Davis into the heart of the line to near the 25 of Green Bay. That's a gain of 8 or 9 yards on first down by Terrell Davis, who now has 98 yards rushing on 16 carries.
They're just wearing them down inside. That's what I talked about earlier. You can be patient with Green Bay in the running game. You can run on them. And they have been patient all game long.
McCaffrey and Smith to the left side. Second down and 2, Denver. at the 25 of Green Bay. Drive started at their own 8. This is the 8th play of the drive. Elway sprinting out to the right, throwing it on the run, caught by McCaffrey. First down, Denver at the Green Bay 16-yard line.
Another first down.
Well, the way Green Bay started this game, remember how easy they went down the field on Denver's defense? You started to think, uh-oh, this could be a long night or a long day for Denver, but boy, did they come storming back using opportunity, 2 turnovers. They turned in at 10 points. Elway brings him to the line of scrimmage, the 16-yard line. We are tied at 17, and the Broncos are moving. The handoff to Davis running left, cuts it up inside of the 15, and tripped up in a nice play by Brian Williams, the right side linebacker.
Good job of the offensive line of the Denver Broncos of just staying on their blocks and allowing the defense to make your move for you. They stay with you, and then defensively, you have to be patient. You have to maintain the discipline. And as soon as you don't, you come under a block or you try to go on top, Davis uses that against you and comes inside.
Davis with his 4th straight 100-yard game in the postseason. He's got 101. Second down and 7. Denver at the 13 of Green Bay. We're tied at 17 late in the 3rd quarter. Elway on the handoff to Davis, going straight ahead for a couple of yards, maybe a yard. Well, Davis has already scored 1 touchdown today. That ties him with Emmitt Smith and Ricky Waters for 6 postseason touchdowns.
It's going to be a big 3rd down for the Denver Broncos right here. Terrell Davis has himself 102 yards on 18 rushes. They've been doing the majority of that between the tackles. And now on this 3rd down, it's a big down for both sides of the ball.
Former Panther, Buck and Lion, Willie Green is in as a wideout. Elway out of a shotgun, 3rd and 6. 11th play of this drive. Elway barks the signals, goes back to throw. Now looks to take off and run. Elway inside the 10 and dives over the 5-yard line.
What a great play. Great play by John Elway. Just phenomenal. Everybody is covered. Elway takes off. Knew he had to get the first, launched himself into the defenders, and picks up 8 on 3rd and 6. What a great, great effort by Elway.
Mike Holmgren was telling us Friday that he understands the sentiment surrounding John Elway, and he'll root for him. But in another year, and Elway is making some plays. Timeout is taken. Packers did not have enough, or had too many men on the field. They take a timeout. First and goal, Denver. When we come back, we are tied at 17. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Okay, car, start.
But I'm so cold.
Who said that?
It's your car, sugar. You know what I need.
I do.
I need heat, baby.
Heat?
Heat, Gasline antifreeze. You hate it when I freeze up.
Well,
when you can't get me started.
Oh, yeah.
Just pour heat in my tank every time you fill me up. Really gets my motor running.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I'll get heat today.
You turn me on. Heat happens in winter. HEET. Heat Gasline antifreeze.
Now, I've been telling you about the AT&T one-rate plan.
One rate anytime.
Well, now there's the AT&T one-rate international plan. Each country has its own low rates on calls from home anytime. What country? Almost any country you could think of.
Each with its own low rate.
Exactly.
One rate to Sweden anytime.
Yeah, I can call Chile.
Yeah, Chile would love to hear from you.
The AT&T one-rate international plan. Call 1-800-4-1-RATE to enroll now. That's 1-800-4-1-RATE. $3 monthly fee.
First and goal, Denver at the Green Bay 4 with 1:08 left in the 3rd quarter. We are tied at 17. Well, John Elway has been in 3 Super Bowls, and he has been unlucky. He has run into Phil Simms, who was brilliant in Super Bowl 21, Doug Williams in Super Bowl 22, and Joe Montana in Super Bowl 24, and all 3 quarterbacks were sensational, and all 3 quarterbacks won the Most Valuable Player Award. John Elway's making a bid here today.
He's going to have himself a tremendous 4th quarter to be able to get over Terrell Davis's effort. I'll tell you that.
He'll just take the ring. He can give Terrell the trophy. Here's Elway on the handoff. Davis to the 1-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. Bernardo Harris knocks down Terrell Davis, and if you just tuned in, Davis left the game at the 2-minute warning. The report we had is that he had a mild concussion. It turned out not to be that, but a migraine. And right now, he's giving Green Bay a headache. 40 seconds left, third quarter. 13th play of this drive. 2nd and goal at the 1. Davis down. Touchdown, Terrell Davis. Snaps to attention. Delivers the salute. And Denver takes the lead.
Just a straight dive inside. Green Bay's defensive line is getting beat by the offensive line of the Denver Broncos. Nice job inside by Habib, Nalen, and also Mark Schlereth. A good job by Tony Jones. Rest is just done by Terrell Davis, who just carried Bernardo Harris into for a touchdown.
Emmitt Smith didn't do it. Ricky Waters didn't do it. Terrell Davis has 7 postseason touchdowns. But a lot of football left, Coach. The point after by Jason Elam completes the drive. And the Broncos go up 24-17 in Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Hey, I can spot a tough case of athlete's foot from the 50-yard line, or my name isn't Madden. You know what I mean. First you get that itching, then the cracking, and listen to this, even burning. Now that's when you want a medicine that acts tough. That's this. Boom, tough-actin Tinactin. Clinically proven Tinactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot. No wonder it's recommended by pharmacists. Got a tough case of athlete's foot? Get this. Tough-actin Tinactin. Use only as directed.
Terrell Davis, the second player with 4 100-yard rushing games in one postseason. The other, John Riggins in 1982 with the Washington Redskins. By the way, Mark Chmura's got a bruised kneecap, but they say he will return. Well, Matt, you can live in this game off emotion. Usually it's early, but you sense this incredible support for number 7, John Elway, right now.
When you also see, for me, Elway, it's been throughout the country. But for me, this whole game is Terrell Davis. This has been Terrell Davis's game. They needed him, and he's delivered.
Elam to kick off. Short kickoff, Antonio Freeman from the 10-yard line. Up to the 20. Trying to break it to the outside. He fumbles. And it's covered by Denver at the 22-yard line. Third turnover by the Packers. And the Broncos have recovered it. Tim McKyer.
Antonio Freeman tried to make a big play, tried to break outside of where his blocking was. He started to the right side, came back to the left, and a nice job by Tony Veland, who made the hit, forced the fumble, and then McKyer picked it up.
One of 4 Broncos with a Super Bowl ring. Tim McKyer, Bill Romanowski, Ed McCaffrey, all with San Francisco, and Mark Schlereth, who won one with the Redskins. And the third time, Elway gets to go with a short field from the 22 of Green Bay. Play action, Elway hides the ball well, over the middle, into the end zone, pick, and intercepted. Eugene Robinson comes out across the 10 and knocked out at the 15-yard line.
Oh, they wasted one. They tried to get to Rod Smith to the inside. Eugene Robinson played the middle flawlessly. Elway to cut it in and came up with a pick.
7th interception thrown by Elway in the Super Bowl. That ties him with Craig Morton and Jim Kelly. For the most all time, he was looking for Rod Smith, and the ball just didn't get there quick enough.
It's a good job. That's a real good job by Eugene Robinson. Actually, I don't mind the call. It's the throw. Elway never saw Robinson, but I like trying to go for the jugular right away.
So with 11 seconds left in the third quarter, we have a Bronco lead, 24-17. But the Packers have got the ball back. Their second recorded turnover. Favre going to work. Back to pass. They pick up the blitz. Throws it out to the right. And is caught by Freeman. In the clear. Across the 40-yard line. And goes out of bounds. Well-timed route Well-timed ball, 26 yards on the play.
The whole key was the pickup of the blitz. Again, Denver comes with a blitz. They do a good job of picking it up inside. Freeman lined up wide to the right as they're going right to left. Just does a square and comes all the way across the field. Beats Ray Crockett. And a big pickup, but credit inside William Henderson and Dorsey Levens for picking up the blitz.
And that is the end of the third quarter with a score Denver 24, Green Bay 17. Let's pause for this word.
Monday Night Football is gone. We've got what you need on Brooklyn South. Tackling.
Stop! Don't grab me! Don't ever grab me!
Interference.
Sergeant, my wife is being stared at. I want you to put a stop to it.
Illegal use of hands.
He hit me in the head with a brick.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Can you believe the of that shanty? Watch your language.
And the occasional score.
I will take cuffs if they only squeeze just a little tiny bit.
Catch Brooklyn South, People's Choice nominee for favorite new drama. CBS Mondays.
CBS Radio Sports coverage of Super Bowl 32 is sponsored in part by GT Global Financial Services and by CBS Television. And so we begin the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 32. The Broncos have a 24-17 lead, but the Packers have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. And I think it's fair to say, through 3 quarters, Matt, this game has not only lived up to this hype, but it has exceeded it.
It has just been the best of games. And this is as good a game as I can remember.
Well, following the Elway interception, Favre 1st and 10. Sends Antonio Freeman in motion. Favre with a quick drop, pumps once, and lobs it down the left side, and the pass is broken up.
There's a flag.
And a flag comes in. Robert Brooks apparently was interfered with
by Darian Gordon. And see what he did. Now, actually, that's not a very good throw. That's still, Favre is still not Favre. I mean, he just kind of lofted. He went with a double move and just kind of lofted it. And because it fluttered, he got the flag.
For the defense, number 23, automatic first down.
Robert Brooks, you recall, did not play in Super Bowl 31. He had torn up his knee, missed it last year. And now here he is, not standing on the sidelines, but playing in this game, even though he's not been a major factor. That was a big play. A 25-yard penalty against Denver. The ball at the Denver 33-yard line. Favre under center. Splits the backfield with Henderson and Levens. Quick drop. Favre out to the right, completes it to Robert Brooks at the 30-yard line for a gain of about 3. And with our score at Super Bowl 32, 24-17, Denver, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
You're listening to Super Bowl 32 on Austin's news, talk, and sports station, the AM 1300 KBET Austin.
Howard David McMillan at San Diego at Qualcomm Park, formerly the Jack Murphy Stadium. Backfield is split. Favre to throw. They pick up the blitz. Drills it over the middle and is caught. Inside the 15-yard line. An excellent throw. And Antonio Freeman with his 7th reception of the day.
The difference in the play again, the pickup of the blitz. Nice job by Dorsey Levens, William Henderson. Again, they come with the blitz. They expose the outside. Antonio Freeman running a deep in as they're going from left to right. And because they pick the thing up inside, you can make that throw. Good job of Freeman of turning Gordon around and picking up the first.
17 yards in the play. Packers 1st and 10 at the 13 of Denver. Favre to throw. Sets up. Throws it out to the left. Touchdown! Touchdown! Antonio Freeman. A 13-yard score. And we're a point after away from a brand new game.
The whole thing is predicated on pass protection. Nice job by the Green Bay Packers. That time they didn't bring anybody. They came with just their 4 down linemen. Freeman makes the catch on the outside. They went with 2 wide receivers wide to the left. Motion back for Freeman all by himself. He beats the corner, has 120 yards in receptions.
Ryan Longwell to tie it out of the Hendrick hold. And the point after is good. So the Eugene Robinson 4th career postseason interception, which ties a Packer record, sets up the score. And we're tied at 24. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Now at LensCrafters, we have new lenses for glasses called Featherweights Plus. They're light and thin and durable. But the real news is that they're up to twice as scratch resistant as regular plastic lenses. I've been rubbing them with steel wool for a couple of minutes now, and there's barely a mark. New Featherweights Plus scratch-resistant lenses. Only LensCrafters has them, and we can make them in about an hour. Now, let's see how they stand up to a little hammering.
We're just a minute and a half into the fourth quarter, and we are tied at 24. We'll be back in just a moment.
If credit has kept you from purchasing an automobile, then call us at Capital Car Credit on South Congress at 442 Loan, or our newest location on Burnett Road at 302 Loan. Bad credit, no credit, get the respect you deserve at Capital Car Credit. You've got a friend. We've helped thousands of Central Texans establish and reestablish their credit. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, repossession, divorce. Perhaps you're just new to town. Give us a call. Our original location, 1400 South Congress. The number is 442 Loan. Or our newest location, 7575 Burnett Road at 302 Loan. Don't prejudge your credit. Call Capital Car Credit and get the respect you deserve. We specialize in a great selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and vans. And we accept all credit applications. So call us at 1400 South Congress. It's 442 Loan. 7575 Burnett Road, 302 Loan.
Capital Car Credit, get it, the best deal around.
Brett Favre, 4 of 4 for 60 yards on the drive, 4 plays, 85 yards, and again, Matt, following a turnover, we've had 20 points scored today off of following turnovers, 10 for each team.
It's really just been amazing. And, hey, I'll say it again. It's been a great game. This has just been exactly what it's supposed to be.
John Elway, who is looking to break the shutout and get his first Super Bowl ring, and the Packers are trying to become the 7th team in Super Bowl history to win back-to-back Super Bowls. On the return, Vaughn Hebron from the 8. Running straight upfield, he's to the 20-yard line, and then yanked down at about the 22. And that is where Elway and company will put it in play. You're listening to CBS Radio Sports, the exclusive radio network of the 98 Winter Games. Share a moment with the world when the Olympic torch travels to Japan. Howard David and Matt Millen, Qualcomm Park in San Diego. Nighttime has fallen, and it has been a magnificent day and a magnificent game. McCaffrey Smith to the left. Davis, the deep back. And Griffith in motion, the fullback. The pitch to Davis. Across to the 20 and then to the 25-yard line. A gain of about 3 on the play. Runs into Bernardo Harris. But we have a flag on the play, holding against Denver.
And they were running right at Darius Holland. Holland, their offensive left side. That's Brian Habib, number 75, the guard.
You know, they always talk about AFC players, NFC players. Now, here's Habib, a former Viking and NFC player. Schlereth, who played with the Redskins, likewise. Gary Zimmerman, who played with the Vikings.
That's free agency. That's going to change everything. But I'm watching the replay. That wasn't a hold by Habib.
Well, it is 1st and 20. Back of the 12-yard line of Denver. Turnovers have played a role in this game. And Denver does not want to turn it over down to the stage of the field, or this part of the field. They hand off on the draw to Davis to about the 15-yard line. He gets a couple back.
Nice job by the Green Bay defense of recognizing that possibility. See, they try to spread them out. They went with 4 wide receivers. Actually 3 wides, and they took Shannon Sharp and spread them out wide. And you try to get as many defenders out from the middle as you can, and then try to hit it with Terrell Davis inside. The concept being that if he can break the line, you're into the secondary.
Speaking of wide, Gilbert Brown made the tackle. 2nd and 17, Denver. Moving from right to left on your radio, and Elway out of a shotgun formation with 4 wide receivers. Drop back to throw. Steps up, dumps it over the middle, and is caught for a very short gain because Eugene Robinson just leveled Terrell Davis circling out of the backfield. A gain of 4.
Nice play by Eugene Robinson, and here's why. Mike Shanahan again employing the same thing. 4 wide receivers, spread them out. Now you take Terrell Davis instead of the draw. You just run him back underneath and try to get a one-on-one matchup with the defender. The hope that if you beat him, you're off to the races. Eugene Robinson wasn't beaten, and it sets up this big 3rd down.
Mike Shanahan was telling us on Friday that 3rd down and long is not where we want to be. That's where he is now. 3rd and 13. Elway out of a shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Deep down the left side. He's looking. Pass is picked off and dropped.
Sharper. What a great play by Sharper. Went up, tried to get Willie Green. Man-to-man outside. All the way around. Green just ran down the left sideline. Sharper went up and had it. Came down and dropped it. And now Sharper's slow in getting up. But this Darren Sharper, he's going to make a lot of plays.
Well, he came down awkwardly on his right shoulder as he's being attended to. But was that an example of John Elway not able to throw the deep ball like he used to? Because it looked like it hung up there for a while.
And I'm not sure if he tried to hang it up there. You know, so many times what they do is they'll run that kind of fake stop. They throw it and make the receiver have to come back to the ball because the defender is locked on man-to-man. Darren Sharper is going to be an excellent player in this league. And he's just a rookie, and I would expect him to probably take Eugene Robinson's spot probably next year. Because he has real good ability.
Well, the first rookie left tackle to start in the Super Bowl is Ross Verba, who started today. He's had a great game because we haven't mentioned Neil Smith's name but once when he recovered a fumble. So he's kept Smith is lined up on that side. He's kept him away from Brett Favre.
And Alfred Williams
on the other
has been
side.
the guy, the most part, lined up. Now they've come with blitzes. They've tried to give him numbers, but he's done a great job of protecting that left side. You're right.
Packers should get an excellent opportunity here because Robert Brooks is lined up on his own 37-yard line, and Tom Ruin needs to nail one. Otherwise, the Packers will get very good field position out of this.
That's a major holding call on Brian Habib.
Good snap, and Ruin. It's a low kick, and it's returnable. And it takes a Packer bounce backwards and down at the 47-yard line of Green Bay. That is only a 33-yard kick.
See the apple in Ruin's throat. He gagged.
24 all the score. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
This is Charles Osgood. Remember that football game you shivered at last year? Well, even if you didn't, take a look at the new Land's End Stadium Squall Parka. It's a full-length version of the Land's End Squall Jacket. Same windproof Fly Suplex nylon shell. Same warm Polartec 300 lining. But this parka is longer and zippers to shut out the cold. Read all about it in their catalog. For a free copy, call 1-800-LANDS END. And stay warm, for goodness sake. 1-800-LANDS END.
11:23 left, fourth quarter. We're tied at 24, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Two lives in need of healing.
Acts of love.
Two people who need to find each other again.
Acts of love.
One drama that turns on the power of
Acts of love.
Acts of Love. The New York Times bestseller by Judith Michael.
The Chicago Tribune says you'll be moved by this story of a man who thinks he can stage man in life.
And a woman who knows better.
Acts of Love.
Because the most powerful drama is life itself.
Acts of Love by Judith Michael. Now in paperback from Ivy Books.
Are you interested in high-tech fields like electronics or computer-aided drafting? Career opportunities exist for those who qualify with the proper knowledge and skills. At ITT Technical Institutes, these associate degree programs are generally offered mornings, afternoons, or evenings. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, and career services are available as soon as students begin classes. For an ITT Tech brochure, call 1-800-538-8118. Start your future now. That's ITT Tech. 1-800-538-8118.
Howard David and Mac Millen back at Super Bowl 32. Well, if Mike Holmgren wins, his postseason record would be 10-3, and that postseason percentage would be better than any coach with 10 or more decisions, including Vince Lombardi, Joe Gibbs, young man by the name of Bill Walsh, Bill Parcells, Chuck Noll, and Seifert. George Seifert also in that same company, so Holmgren is climbing into some exclusive company. And his quarterback is as well. Brett Favre, 1st and 10 from his own 48. Going to throw on first down. Swings it out of the backfield, caught by Dorsey Levens. Inside Denver territory, and a first down at the Denver 42-yard line.
Well, they caught the Denver Broncos in a zone blitz, and they had Alfred Williams falling off to pick up Dorsey Levens out of the backfield, which is a mismatch, and he picked up the first down.
Here is a reminder, Matt, from General Mills. When you're thinking about breakfast tomorrow morning, don't forget, eat your Wheaties, because after all,
they are the breakfast
of champions.
Champions. Looks like both these teams were eating their Wheaties this morning. This has been just a great game. Favre 19 out of 30 for 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also has a pick. He's got to elevate his game now here in this fourth quarter.
He's hit 5 0. First and 10. Favre with play action, looking for Freeman, finding him and overthrowing him. He had him there.
Had him and he knew it. He's been high the whole time. Now, part of that is because Darian Gordon was set underneath him, and he had to try to throw it over Gordon, but still low enough to be able to make the completion.
Well, last year, Dorsey Levens had 61 yards rushing in Super Bowl 31. Today he has been outrushed by Terrell Davis, who's gone over 100, but Levens has 88. And he's the lone setback. He gets the call up to the gut, inside the 40, to about the 39-yard line. Well, we have 10:50 left in the fourth quarter. We are tied at 24. Bill Romanowski, who has been kind of quiet since the first quarter, makes the hit.
Romanowski's played himself a very, very solid game. And sets up this third down. Again, another big third down. Derek Mays checks out. William Henderson checks in. They'll go with base personnel. 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 backs.
Third down and 8 Packers from the Denver 39. Favre under a rush. Steps up, lobs it down the middle. It's touched away.
Great play by Steve Atwater. Just a phenomenal play. Come with a blitz to the inside. They pick it up. They have Robert Brooks running clear across the middle. And Steve Atwater, Favre did not throw the ball well, but Atwater made a great break and broke it away right at the last second. Favre, I've not seen, this is not a good game by Favre. He had that for big numbers,
right,
and he hung it up.
Well, Atwater was able to recover. He is a 7-time Pro Bowler, and he made a big play. So Hendrick hangs up the punt high in the air. It is fair caught and collected at about the 18-yard line by Darian Gordon. That's a 22-yard kick. And Denver now with 10-11 left in the fourth quarter, tied at 24 with the world champion Green Bay Packers. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Okay, car, start.
But I'm so cold.
Who said that?
It's your car, sugar. You know what I need.
Yeah, I do.
I need heat, baby.
Heat?
Heat, Gasline, antifreeze. You hate it when I freeze up.
Well,
when you can't get me started.
Oh, yeah.
Just pour heat in my tank every time you fill me up. Really gets my motor running.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I'll get heat today.
You turn me on. Heat happens in winter. H-E-E-T. Heat, Gasline, antifreeze.
Here's Randy White, member of the NFL Hall of Fame.
If you work on your feet all day, you need all the comfort you can get. That's why I wear new Justin Original Work Boots, the most comfortable work boots ever made. Every boot has a unique 7-layer comfort system, so you not only get comfort, you get comfort. Best of all, they're Justin's, so you know they're built to last. If you ask me, these work boots are headed for the Hall of Fame. New Justin Original Work Boots. Double comfort, work boots at work.
Hey, I can spot a tough case of athlete's foot from the 50-yard line, or my name isn't Madden. You know what I mean. First you get that itching, then the cracking, and listen to this, even burning. Now that's when you want a medicine that acts tough. That's this. Boom. Tough-actin Tinactin. Clinically proven Tinactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot. No wonder it's recommended by pharmacists. Got a tough case of athlete's foot? Get this. Tough-actin Tinactin. Use only as directed.
Howard, now we all know that this broadcast is presented by authority of the National Football League. You know that.
Sure.
But it's also intended for the private use of our audience. Now, listen, any rebroadcast or other use of this broadcast without express written consent, not talked about consent, not scribbled, written consent of the National Football League and the Denver Broncos is prohibited. Keep that under your hat.
I certainly hope so. Well, John Elway, the second oldest to Johnny Unitas by 44 days to lead his team to a Super Bowl. And he's looking for the first trip to the winner's circle. But when you play on the defending champs, folks, it ain't easy. First and 10, Denver. The handoff to Davis, running to the left side. Cuts it up across the 20. Davis across the 30. And finally tackled after a 13-yard gain by Eugene Robinson and Leroy Butler. And that lends me to say that we haven't mentioned Leroy Butler's name a lot today either.
Well, they've done a good job of keeping him out of the mix, but they're running again at the left side. And a nice job by Dwayne Carswell on Seth Joyner. And Darius Holland came up and had a shot and just missed him. When he became the free man, also Tyrone Williams missed a tackle.
Any questions about Terrell Davis? Forget it. No more questions, just answers. Terrell up the middle, across the 35 to the 36-yard line. We talked about this in the beginning of the game, and they talked about it all week long and for the last 2 weeks. If Denver is going to win this game, they have to keep the ball away from Brett Favre and play ball control, and they have executed that philosophy to a T today. And they've gotten some help, too, from the defense that forced 3 turnovers.
Yeah, that's been, for me, that's the biggest thing. They've kept Brett Favre off balance.
Second down and 6, Denver. Moving from right to left on your radio. Elway to throw, out to the right. It is caught across the 40 by Dwayne Carswell. In his 4th year from Liberty, it is short of a first down, but only by 1.5 yards.
8.5 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. This is a major drive by the Denver Broncos.
We are tied at 24.
Another big third down.
It is a tie game. Green Bay led 7-0. Denver scored 17 straight to take the lead by 10. Packers tied it. Broncos took the lead. Packers tied it. Broncos trying to take the lead again. Third down, about 1.5 yards. Elway on the handoff to Davis, straight ahead. First down, Denver to the 43-yard line. And the clock moves with 8 minutes left. There has never been an overtime in a Super Bowl. We are tied at 24 with 8 minutes to go, and Denver with a fresh set of downs.
They've done everything right. They've had their patience in the running game. They've been able to wear down the Green Bay Packers. In fact, Reggie White's standing on the sideline right now. McKenzie is in for him. In comes Hollenquist instead of Seth Joyner. Terrell Davis is having his way, as is the Denver Broncos offensive line.
3 wideouts. They hand it off. Running to the left side. Davis cuts it back to the right and out to about the 46-yard line. 3 more yards in the play. And the Denver Broncos trying to pull off, which would be one of the top upsets in Super Bowl history, certainly. Still, they have not accomplished it yet. It's still tied at 24, but they right now are controlling their own destiny.
And they're also controlling the line of scrimmage. That's something that people didn't think they could do. But if the onus is on Terrell Davis, and he's delivered.
Turnovers have dictated 20 points. And that may be what Green Bay will need to force one. Carswell in motion. Elway, quick drop. Pumps once, drills it, and caught. Shannon Sharp, a tight end, inside the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 yards, and the Broncos move the sticks.
That's on John Elway, because he pumped and pulled it down and allowed Lamont Hollenquist to move. And it was his job, Hollenquist, to be able to sit inside in that zone and take away the underneath. But Elway bought some time with the pump and then was able to make the delivery to Sharp.
First and 10, Denver. Elway, quick snap, hands to Davis, cradles the football and barges inside the 40. It is Packers 24, Broncos 24 here in San Diego. And Terrell Davis has had just a phenomenal day's work. But for Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos, it's not yet time to punch your time card and go home. A lot more to do. 136 yards for Davis on the ground on 26 carries. Play fake by Elway. Lobs it down the right side. He's got Smith. Broke it up. Heck of a play. Oh, a terrific play by Tyrone Williams.
Tyrone Williams ran stride for stride. They believed they could get up and go deep on Tyrone Williams, and it hasn't happened at all here tonight. That's going to set up third down again. Rod Smith, man-to-man outside, down the right sideline as they're going right to left. Tyrone Williams ran right with him, got a hand up, and knocked it away. 3 balls have been thrown to Rod Smith today. There have been no catches.
A little bit out of Jason Elam's range to try a field goal. They need a few more yards. Elway out of a shotgun. He needs 7 yards for a first down. Packers showing blitz. Elway back to throw. Scrambling out to the left, looking to throw. Lobs it down the left side, incomplete. And apparently there's a miscommunication with Willie Green, or Elway just threw it away to avoid being sacked.
He just threw that thing away. They tried, what they wanted to do was try to get Terrell Davis on a pick play to the top side. It wasn't there. Eugene Robinson jumped the coverage, and so Elway pulled it down and then rolled back to his left. Good coverage. He just threw it away, and he'll set up this punt.
So Ruin to come in, and all he needs is a little pooch job, and there are 2 Packers back, Robert Brooks and Mike Pryor. 5.5 left in the fourth quarter. We are tied at 24.
Nobody should deserve to lose this game.
Ruin takes the snap and hangs it high in the air. Drifting under it is Brooks and collects it at the 10-yard line. So for Denver, mission accomplished. A 29-yard kick by Ruin. And now Brett Favre and company on the field in a tie game at 24. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
When it comes to the federal income tax, the only thing everyone agrees on is that it's expensive, wasteful, intrusive, and most of all, unfair. What we need to do is abolish the income tax and the IRS. Everything, the payroll tax, the death tax, capital gains, all tax forms, the whole system. We should replace it all with one simple, fair tax of 23%, applied only to what we spend, not what we earn. The fair tax does all that. No longer would any American be taxed on their paychecks. That means we'll have more to save and invest for our future. It works for individuals. It would be great for the country. More jobs, lower interest rates, and long-lasting economic growth. It's time to do away with the income tax once and for all. Call 1-800-FAIR-TAX for more information. 1-800-FAIR-TAX. Congress won't act unless you get involved. Call now. Legislative advertisement paid for by Americans for fair taxation.
You suffer from excessive perspiration. Listen to the student's letter mailed to Certain Dry Antiperspirant.
I'm a pastor in training. When I preach in church, I get very nervous. I usually end up with sweat rings for my underarms that reach down to my waist. Then I discovered Certain Dry. I'm ecstatic to tell you that I've stopped sweating under my arms 99%. What a wonderful feeling. Brent Bodenhammer, Arlington Heights, Illinois.
If you suffer from excessive perspiration, get Certain Dry Antiperspirant.
Howard David Matt Millen back in San Diego at Qualcomm Park, formerly Jack Murphy Stadium. John Elway, 11 of 21 for 100 yards and 1 interception. The Packers in their last 7 games have allowed opposing quarterbacks to complete 44% of their passes, an average of 161 yards per game, and no touchdowns in now the last 34 quarters. To me, that's amazing.
It really is. I agree with that, except in this game, they haven't been able to shut down Terrell Davis.
Right. And that was key. High formation for the Packers in their own 10. Play action by Favre. Dumps it out of the backfield to William Henderson. Breaks a tackle and finally is brought down at about the 17-yard line. Alan Aldrich makes the tackle, but Ray Crockett could not hold on to a full load like William Henderson.
He didn't wrap his arms. He just tried to hit him, tried to take out his knee. You've got to wrap your arms. See, they're putting pressure on Ray Crockett. See, what they do is they take the receiver and they run right at him, and it depends on what the corner does. If he comes up, they throw deep. If he stays deep, they throw underneath.
Gain is 7, second down and 3. Packers moving from left to right on your radio, and Favre to throw. Has time. Pumps once, pumps twice. Throws it out to the right, and it's deflected, incomplete. Ray Crockett.
That was stupid. You don't throw that. Now there's a flag down. Favre, this is the worst I've seen Favre play all year long. He's taking chances that he shouldn't take. He tried to gun one in there, and Crockett could have had a pick.
Throws a pick in Green Bay territory that could spell doom. But a holding call against the Packers. Here's Ed Ockley.
Holding by the offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty after the specific hold.
Well,
second down.
We obviously jinxed Ross Verba, who up to that point had done an outstanding job. The rookie left tackle first to make a start of the Super Bowl. 7 penalties, 4 on the offense for Green Bay. But you're right about Favre, and we haven't seen Brett Favre's A game in the postseason yet. Their defense has played well. Favre has not.
They really haven't, for them, they haven't needed Favre's A game. Right now, they need Favre's best, and he's not delivered it today.
2nd and 13 Packers. 4:41 left in regulation time. We are tied at 24. Brett Favre, 20 of 32. Now, those numbers are impressive, but the yardage isn't.
And even the numbers. Numbers don't thrill me.
Yeah, well, the only number that matters is the numbers that are lit up on the scoreboard. Well, the Packers looking to become the first of 7 teams, or one of 7 teams, to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Denver, they're just trying to get the monkey off their back and win a Super Bowl for John Elway.
They have played tremendous today.
And carrying the mantle of the AFC. Favre with a quick drop, throws the slant. Freeman makes the catch at the 15-yard line.
There's a guy who's played well.
Well defensed. Antonio Freeman tackled by Darius Johnson, who made the sure-handed tackle and wrapped him up.
Yeah, and the guy who's played well for the Green Bay Packers offensively today, besides their offensive line, has been Antonio Freeman. He's got 126 yards, 9 catches. He's the only offensive guy. Well, Dorsey Levin's also, but they've gotten away from him now. Major third down here in this game. There's been a bunch of big third downs today.
Oh, you remember Mike Shanahan was saying that we can't afford to go 3rd and long. And now Green Bay has it 3rd and 6 from their own 15-yard line. They've missed their last 5 third down plays in a row. And we get movement on the right side. Alfred Williams jumped off sides.
Now he's pointing at Ross Verber saying he moved. They also saw Steve Atwater running up there also like he was going to give that blitz again.
It is a false start
on Ross Verber, his 2nd of the series. This will take it to 3rd and about 11 or 12.
Well, we haven't mentioned Verba all day because he's played well. But now you're getting down to crunch time, and you got a rookie in a key spot. Maybe he's got a little jittery feet.
Nah, he's played pretty well. I mean, he's just anticipating things.
2 tight ends. For Bay. 3rd down and 11 on their own 10-yard line with 3:40 left. Favre back to throw. Steps up. Looks to take off. Now throws it on the run. Incomplete. He threw it behind Antonio Freeman. Well, Favre, the master of the improv, could not improvise the 3rd down conversion.
He had Antonio Freeman right to the middle. He got some pressure, stepped up in the pocket, rolled to his left as they're going left to right. Found Freeman in the middle, couldn't square his shoulders in time, and threw it behind Antonio Freeman, who was wide open.
Darian Gordon, who is a game breaker, stands at his own 43-yard line with 3:35 left in a tie game. Good snap, Hendrick. Broncos set up the return and a short kick by Hendrick. Gordon fields it at the 49, and that is where Denver will take over after a 39-yard kick. The Denver Broncos have the controls in their hands, and it's their game to win right now.
They have done everything right. Terrell Davis is the man with 3.5 minutes to go in this game. The AFC can take a good sniff because it's there for the taking.
John Elway, who has 41 fourth-quarter comeback wins. This is not a comeback, but forget that. Elway's got one thing on his mind, something to fit on his ring finger on his left hand. There's the pitch to Davis, trying to run to the left, slips a tackle, and drives. There's a flag down. He goes down at the 47. This may be a holding call.
It's going to be a hold. It's going to take it back. It's going to be 1st and 20.
Well, that could be Gary Zimmerman.
Darius Holland pushed the field and did a great job.
So the clock stops with 3:20 left. And a game for the first time in Super Bowl history, you can really say, has lived up to the hype.
It's been a Super Bowl. It really has.
Personal foul. Face mask against the Packers. Oh, my. That is a big break for the Denver Broncos.
Personal foul. Face mask by the defense, number 90. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, our score in Super Bowl 32, tied at 24. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
You're listening to Super Bowl 32 on Austin's News, Talk, and Sports Station. The AM 1300 KVET Austin.
Filling in San Diego. And the Broncos right now are within field goal range. But Elway's looking for bigger fish. From the Green Bay 32-yard line, moving from right to left on your radio. Elway with a toss to Davis, running right, and cut down at the 30-yard line by Bernardo Harris.
Well, what a nice job on that play by Leroy Butler, who saw it and came flying up to turn everything back inside. Bernardo Harris is getting up, kind of holding that right shoulder, left shoulder hit, right shoulder.
Denver has all 3 timeouts to use. Green Bay has 2 left.
Under 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Reggie White, a career sack leader with 176.5, including 5.5 the last 6 games, is in the game, lined up at left defensive end. And he has been quiet today, as has Leroy Butler. 2nd down and 9, Denver. Blitz is on. Elway rolling left. Sets up, dumps it out of the backfield, complete to Howard Griffith, inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line.
What a great block by Ed McCaffrey on Brian Williams. Sets the whole thing up. They go with a little play action, take Howard Griffith and just dump him out in the left flat. As he squares his shoulder, McCaffrey comes back and just takes out Brian Williams. It's allowed to get the big first down.
That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A 22-yard play, Griffith's longest catch and run this year. We are tied at 24. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
Your average defensive tackle weighs 290 pounds and rushes the quarterback with all the sensitivity of a runaway freight train. Fortunately, shoulder pads and helmets are standard equipment. Just like 4 Points Hotels by Sheraton, where the equipment your average business traveler needs comes standard as well, like room service, meeting, and workout rooms. All at a cost that won't hit you like a 290-pound defensive tackle. 4 Points Hotels by Sheraton. Your team on the road. Just call 1-800-325-3535.
Paula Poundstone reviews Kurt Vonnegut.
Kurt Vonnegut, as I look at Discover Card transactions, I see you went to the No Beats the Wiz about 10 times.
Well, I found out what fun it was to be at the Wiz.
You were up to every other day there for a period of time.
I got the 2 video cameras, and I bought a computer.
In fact, you belong to that support group, don't you, Kurt?
Yes, those who use the Wiz too much.
To apply for your Discover Card, just call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2.
How many credit cards could make a statement like that?
Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Most car accidents happen weekdays, 9 to 5, right? Right. Try Saturday night when your car insurance agent is spending quality time with his TV remote. Happily, Geico works 24 hours a day, every day. So on weekends, someone's actually behind a desk to get your claim going or start your policy. Call Geico Direct at 1-800-947-AUTO. 1-800-947-AUTO. One 15-minute call could save you 15% or more. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Well, Mike Shanahan was once upon a time a quarterback at Eastern Illinois. He almost died after being hit hard on an option play, urinating blood and vomiting. His heart stopped for 30 seconds. A priest actually read his last rites, and the injury ended his playing career. Fortunately, not his life. He turned to coaching. And today, the Denver Broncos are glad he did.
He's called a masterful game, and Terrell Davis and that offensive line have responded.
But until you beat the champion is still the king. And the Green Bay Packers tied with the Broncos at 24. In Super Bowl V, a 32-yard field goal by Jim O'Brien brought the Colts a victory over Dallas in the final 5 seconds. I don't know if we'll see a repeat of that, and the Broncos don't care. 1st and goal, Denver from the 8. Davis, the handoff, running left to the 5. There's a flag down, and Davis goes in.
That's going to be a hold on Shannon Sharp. He was holding Seth Joyner. It's coming back. Had him right from the start.
And Shannon Sharp getting an earful from Seth Joyner.
That was a good call. He had him. Ooh, that hurts. Now you go from 1st and 8, 1st and goal, to 1st and goal from the 18.
Ed Hockley, who he and his crew have done a masterful job today officiating.
By the offense, number 84, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
So Shannon Sharp, who is on his way to still another Pro Bowl for the 6th time, comes up with a critical holding call. And it will be 1st and goal, Denver, from the 18-yard line with 1:54 left. And we are tied at 24. McCaffrey and Smith to the right. Griffith and Davis in offset eye. Sharp, the tight end, lined up on the left as Griffith goes in motion. The handoff to Terrell Davis behind Griffith. To the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! No, wait a second. Out at the 1 yard line.
What a great job. Again, went right back to their left offensive side, taking advantage of Darius Holland, Seth Joyner. They went right after him. A good job by Zimmerman, Schlereth, Shannon Sharp also to that side. Howard Griffiths also.
Great call by the official. His left foot went out of bounds just before the pylon.
Actually, you see, it's where the ball is. And the ball was to the wrong side. Had he shoved it to the inside, he had 6.
Good bait, just delaying the inevitable. 2nd and goal at the 1 and Elway earns a timeout with 1:47 left in regulation. We are tied at 24. You think about what his counterparts have done. First, Phil Simms in Super Bowl 21 was 22 of 25 for 3 touchdowns. And then the next year, Doug Williams was the MVP. He threw for 340 yards and 4 scores. And then 2 years later, Joe Montana went 22 of 29 for nearly 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. And unfortunately for John Elway, he was on the wrong team that day. He went up against 3 hot quarterbacks.
And he also didn't have any help. And he's got help today. And I just sent my vote in for the MVP, and I voted for Terrell Davis because I think he, win or lose, and it appears that their chances of winning are very good right here. That Terrell Davis has been the biggest key. He's got, right now, 29 rushes for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. I would expect he'd get 30 rushes for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, he's already saluted twice. And the thing that has become in vogue for Denver Broncos touchdown scores this year, in a city that is housing the Navy, it seems appropriate. Here's Elway under center. Hands off to Davis. Walks in. Touchdown.
Boom, right
touchdown to Terrell Davis. Steps to attention. And for the 3rd time, he stands and salutes.
Blew a major league hole right in the middle of that Green Bay defense. We said it from the start. If they could stay with it, they could wear down the Green Bay defensive front, and they have. 158 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns.
And that's a record.
3 touchdowns is a record.
3 rushing touchdowns. First ever to rush for 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl. The point after by Elam is good. So if the Packers are going to be one of 7 teams to win back-to-back Super Bowls, they have 1 minute and 45 seconds to do it. They're down 7. You're listening to Super Bowl 32 from CBS Radio Sports.
The alarm goes off at 5 and you think, I'm getting too old for this. You head out to the job, fire up the Bosch slide miter saw, and trim out the porch. Later, when you see what you've done, you think again, I'm not too old for this.
Bosch Power Tools salutes all the guys who get up at the crack of dawn and leave their mark on the world. Bosch Power Tools, engineered for performance at better contractor supply houses, hardware, and home centers.
Hey, football fans, it's your trusty old coach, John R. here for Rent-A-Wreck. Now huddle up close to the radio for the play of the day. Rent a clean, comfortable, almost new car, truck, or van from Rent-A-Wreck, and you'll have an easy drive for a guaranteed bargain touchdown. No matter who you're rooting for, Rent-A-Wreck's a sure bet. Call 800-991-4211, and of course they'll pick you up. 800-991-4211 for Rent-A-Wreck. And don't let the name fool you.
They didn't play against Terrell Davis.
No, they sure did. It's Antonio Freeman from the 7-yard line. Across the 20. And Freeman knocked down shy of the 30-yard line. So Brett Favre, the co-MVP of this year with Barry Sanders.
This is great.
Now has to play like the MVP and try to get his team back in this game with 1:39 left and 2 timeouts to use.
He's 21 out of 35 for 217. He's got 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, but he hasn't been Brett Favre for 58 and a half minutes. He's got a minute and a half to show that he is the MVP of this league and show him why he was.
Well, the survey says that Green Bay is the most loyal fans, and their fans are on their feet at the Murph in San Diego. Barr takes the snap. Three-man rush. Dumps it over the middle of Dorsey Levens. Slips the tackle across the 40, across the 45, and finally brought down at the Denver 48. A 22-yard catch and run, mostly run. And the Packers go without a huddle as Barr brings him to the line with a minute and 20 to go. Takes the snap. Drifts back to throw. Dumps the screen over the middle, and it is caught by Levens.
Man.
And it was almost intercepted by a defensive lineman.
They were very, very lucky. Alfred Williams almost had a pick. Favre just not been Favre tonight.
I don't understand. That looked like Brett Favre in his second or third year. He nearly made a disastrous decision.
He's forcing the throw. I mean, he picked up, 20-some yards on that first reception, but that was all Dorsey Levens. Dorsey Levens made John Mobley miss and then picked up an additional 20 yards. And then on the second one, he threw it back inside the Levens, and he was lucky it wasn't picked.
Tim McKyer, who has a Super Bowl ring with the San Francisco 49ers, said of Mike Shanahan, he doesn't blink. He said he would hate to play Russian roulette with Shanahan. Well, I'm not sure that's the only criteria I'd use, not playing Russian roulette with somebody.
Now they use a timeout. Green Bay has one. Denver has two. They're on the 48-yard line with a minute and 11 left to go in the game.
Packers, 2nd and 10 for the 48 of Denver. Favre back to throw. Steps up, dumps it out of the backfield, wide open. Dorsey Levens inside the 40 and goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A gain of 13.
And a first down.
And a first down
Again.
with 1:04 left.
All Brett Favre. Nice coverage down the field, nothing there. Buys a little time with his legs, finds Dorsey Levens out in the left flat, just dumps it out and picks up the first down.
Green Bay, in their last 34 games on a grass field, is 33-1. And right now they trail 31-24 in Super Bowl 32. 1st and 10, Brett Favre and the Packers moving from left to right on your radio. Backfield is split. Favre back to throw, steps up, throws it out to the right, caught by Levens. And he is nailed immediately at the 32-yard line. Excellent sure-handed by John Mobley.
Actually, that's a nice job by Mobley, but it looks like Levens faked himself out. He faked himself right into being tackled. He needed to get out of bounds quick. Clock is running. They're going to hurry up.
40 seconds left. Favre back to throw again. Steps up, throws it over the middle, and it is incomplete.
Dropped by Antonio Freeman. He threw a bullet right in between Darian Gordon and John Mobley. The ball was delivered right on time, but Freeman could not hold on to it.
That's the first drop today by the Green Bay Packers, and Freeman, who has had a huge day. That was a really difficult catch, and he was unable to hold on.
It was a rocket, too. Regardless, that's it now. It's 3rd down, so you still have 2 downs for the first.
Well, John Elway, who authored the book on comebacks, now watches as his counterpart. A 2-time MVP with 3rd and 6 for Favre at the 31 of Denver. Back to throw. Throws it over the middle to the left. Incomplete.
Oh, boy. Favre, bad throw. Bad throw. Atwater just knocked out. Well, he's getting up now. It's Robert Brooks. He tried to hit him right down the seam. That's a kill ball. It's a kill ball. Brett Favre did not bring his A game today, and that's been the difference with the Green Bay Packers. He tried to throw it up. Actually, Atwater drilled his own man, Hilliard.
Well, you know what? I think you might have made a case.
Yeah, for interference. On Hilliard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, teams will be charged with an additional timeout by rule.
By rule, they have to charge both teams with a timeout.
So that takes Green Bay down to 0 and Denver down to 1.
Time on the clock, 32 seconds left in regulation time. The Broncos 31, the Packers 24. I'm Howard David with Matt Millen. We've had tremendous support here in the booth from Gary Lynn, our spotter, Pat McGrath, our statistician, Bill Severa, our producer.
4th and 6, incidentally.
And Dave Smith, the technician that has kept us on the air here in the booth. And by the way, this is right now serving up, as Matt said, 4th down and 6. And is this the last play in Green Bay season? When everybody thought including yours truly, that once they got beat by Indiana, or by Indianapolis, they went on a cruise that looked like they were not going to be stopped.
Now, they didn't play against Terrell Davis. Green Bay is 6 for 6 on 4th downs this year. They're going to need 7 for 7. Atwater will have to come out of the game for a play, as will Brooks. And also Hilliard is coming out. So Darius Johnson goes in, and Dedrick Dodge goes in. Losing Atwater could be a big key right here.
Super Bowl 32 seconds left. Regulation time, Broncos 31, Packers 24. And Brett Favre needs to convert a 4th down play. He needs 6 yards to keep this drive alive. And remember, the Packers are out of timeouts. So it may be the last play in Green Bay's season. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1 setback is Levins. The Broncos coming after Favre. Throws it over the middle, intercepted and dropped. It doesn't matter.
The game.
John Mobley with the defensive play. And the season that looked like a back-to-back championship for Green Bay apparently is going to be the first championship for John Elway and the Denver franchise.
The Denver coach's booth is going crazy. What a tremendous, tremendous game. As good a Super Bowl as I've ever seen, and as good a game as I've ever seen.
The race is not always won by the fastest runner, just the one who keeps on running. And today, it was Terrell Davis who kept on running.
Well, I voted for Terrell Davis for the MVP, and he's the guy who won it, and deservedly so.
30 carries, 157 yards, a Super Bowl record, 3 rushing touchdowns, and Elway just needs to take 1 snap, down on the knee. John Elway holds the football. You couldn't get that ball away from him for $1 million.
The first quarterback of the class of '83 to finally get it done. Congratulations to the Denver Broncos, the 1998 world champions of football.
We got one. It lived up to the name, Super Bowl. And the Denver Broncos have knocked off the Green Bay Packers 31-24. Right here, let's pause for this word.
This is the sound of someone earning money for college.
我的中文就是在陆军部队学的。
This is a soldier in today's Army learning to speak Chinese and earn money for college. With the Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund, you put in just $1,200. The government and the Army pay the rest. If you qualify, that can total as much as $40,000. If that sounds good to you, call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Here's Randy White, member of the NFL Hall of Fame.
If you work on your feet all day, you need all the comfort you can get. That's why I wear new Justin Original Work Boots, the most comfortable work boots ever made. Every boot has a unique 7-layer comfort system, so you not only get comfort, you get double comfort. Best of all, they're Justin's, so you know they're built to last. If you ask me, these work boots are headed for the Hall of Fame. New Justin Original Work Boots. Double comfort, work boots at work.
They said Joe Namath couldn't do it. He did it in '69. They said Jimmy Valvano couldn't do it in '83. He did it with North Carolina State. They said Villanova couldn't beat Georgetown in '85, and they said the New York Mets couldn't beat the Orioles in '69. They said the Denver Broncos could not beat the Green Bay Packers. The odds makers said it. John Elway said, we're not going to boast because we believe the empty can makes the loudest noise. Let's go down to the field and our colleague Jim Hunter. Jim?
Been taken away, and he's with his wife for the moment. We're going to get the coach in a second, the winning coach of the Super Bowl. Mike Schaff, congratulations. You were here as a... Oh, I can't get any better. Really proud of our football team. The way they played today and hung in there. It doesn't get any better than that.
Well, apparently we're having microphone difficulty with Jim Hunter's mic. But obviously Mike Shanahan is thrilled. We talked to him on Friday. We felt this positiveness that he displayed, and certainly Mike Holmgren, the same emotion. They looked like two guys that really knew what the mission was, and neither showed any highs and lows. Well, let's go back to Jim Hunter. Jim?
Coach, the other day when we were meeting with you, you said you had to be patient. That was exactly what this game was about. Patience, taking advantage of opportunities. Our team did what we had to do. We made some big plays in some crucial situations. We hung and just...
Well, apparently we're getting some more breakup.
It's your first Super Bowl, and the first Super Bowl that the Broncos have won. Tremendous. It is. Mike put together a perfect game plan. He said, guys, what would you rather be? At a neutral site playing Green Bay, or going to Kansas City, going to Pittsburgh? He said, give us the neutral site playing Green Bay. He said, guys, if you believe in what I'm putting before you, we'll walk away with the world championship. He got it. We believed everything he said. We're world champs. You had to go on the road. You won at Kansas City. Yeah, nobody gave us credit. But I told you we were going to shock the world. It's not a shock to us because we know we got in that locker room. Those 53 guys, those 10 coaches, everybody else bailed on us late in the season when we lost 2 in a row. But now, we riding high.
Well, the Denver Post has already got an edition out. And on the headline it says, finally.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. In my view, 2 things happened for today's game. We said for Denver to win that Terrell Davis had to be able to be patient and keep on running. They got that done. We also said for the Green Bay Packers that Brett Favre, sometimes you can do everything right, he can still beat you. Today, Brett Favre did not bring his A game. And a lot of that had to do with what Denver did defensively. Gave him a lot of different looks. They gave him some blitzes. They got him off balance. He never settled in. And that, more than Terrell Davis running, had Favre brought his best game, I believe they would still have won. But Favre did not, and they lost.
Well, the NFC's record of 13 straight Super Bowls is now history.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally, it's over. Yeah, I've been defending since 1983 with that 83 Raider team. Denver has taken that mantle. They've also relieved us of the 1980 Raider wild card team. They won as a wild card as well. So congratulations to both of them.
Well, the only wild card team to win a Super Bowl was the 1980 Raiders, where my partner Matt Millen certainly was on that team. And the last wild card team, those Raiders, they beat Philadelphia 27-10 in the 1981 Super Bowl.